talking about slavery on the Crowder Boys.
Slavery, which we don't approve. We agree that slavery sucks. But we were just saying, you and I, Craig, that
well, sucks for the slaves.
Yeah, and you made a good
Not
point.
all parties involved.
Yeah, you know what? That is true. That back in slave times, it really only sucked for one group of people.
And you know what's fucked up? We're compassionate people, so probably not. And everybody knows I love my black brothers. But I'm like, we're so lazy. You know how bad we don't want to work? It's like
yeah.
there was me and you back in the day with straw hats and overalls on. Like, man, I fucking hate working, dog. What if somebody did all the work for us? And we still get paid? Shit.
Yeah, the capital idea, my friend. Make someone else do all the work, and we get all the money. Yeah, I guess so I kind of get where everybody's coming from, but you made a good point that slavery sucks so much that there seems to be people who are still kind of upset about it.
Yeah.
Which, I guess I get that. Because it wasn't, I mean, the funny thing is because we all just celebrated Juneteenth. And if you didn't get the day off, that's probably because you're a cracker ass white boy and you don't deserve the Juneteenth off. But I got to defer my day off. So they wouldn't give me the actual Juneteenth off, but I just got to schedule a different day off as like an alternative where I work. So I still do get to sell. I guess just like black people, I can celebrate it late. I can be late to Juneteenth.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess because it was like slavery happened, so like all that the white man forcibly brought all the black people over here from Africa and made them.
That's up for debate. The whole forcibly thing. Seemed like there might have been some trade negotiations.
Right. Well, yeah, it might have been
negotiations.
Some negotiations. Yes. Yeah, there was probably some like click clack African warlords or whatever that cut a deal where it was like, we'll give you our healthiest Negroes for some gunpowder or whatever, and they each spit into each other's hands and shook hands on it. But yeah, so they were brought over here, whipped and beaten and forced to work against their will, and forced to live in like substandard, horrific conditions, right? And then like even when that ended, like even when Lincoln said no more slavery, it still took a while for that to even go through, because everything traveled slowly back then, like news and everything. So like Lincoln was like, we're done doing slavery, but it wasn't for like another, I don't know, like a couple of years, I guess. What is the actual story? Because Juneteenth is like is supposed to be like the day that slavery, like officially all the states got on board. So you know what I mean? So it's like the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and announced, and then Juneteenth, I think, is like notes like the day that Texas was like the last holdout when they finally got the news and said, "Oh shit, I guess we ain't supposed to have been doing this for a while now."
Do you think do you think that's why black people are always late? Because they were like, y'all motherfuckers made us wait.
Yeah, is it y'all was late to letting us go?
And that was 2 years. I only showed up fucking an hour and a half late.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do think like I kind of feel like culturally, like we are a lot like the way, because we're never gonna like. It's been made apparent that there's no governmental body or any legislation that's going to pass that's ever going to like offer reparations to black people. So we culturally, I guess, are doing that for them by just letting them behave the way they do.
Yeah, and plus, like, they already got their reparations, and it's that they get to be the coolest.
Yeah,
and that's coolest. You got it.
the
You
best
got it, dog.
athletes too, or at least the funniest ones.
Yeah, which we made them. We don't really get a thank you for
Yeah, what the
breeding them
hell?
to be the best athletes and dunk
Our
on us
our
repeatedly.
Jewish billionaires bought you, and now you're gonna like not say
It was
thanks?
the Jews' fault. And Slav mentioned that earlier, that the Jews were responsible. I didn't even know this, but I definitely believe it, that the Jews brought over the slaves to America. That sounds
I feel
right.
like there's not enough Jews to do that, especially back then.
Well, the Jews were the usurers and
Also-
bank owners and money lenders. So that's
Also,
the meme.
Can you imagine in Africa being like, okay, now everyone get on the boat, please. We should listen to what he says. He seems very intimidating. No way we can fight back.
The way he rubs his hands together, it makes me want to trust him.
This sounds like a good opportunity.
He just spun a dreidel. He's like, we have these over there. They're like, yo.
Yeah. I
Those
never
are
seen
fucking
some shit like
cool.
that before.
Yo, these slavers is fucking bussing, son.
They start
These
spinning them on their
slavers is
fingers.
These slavers in the 96 Bulls, we'd be crazy not to accept this offer.
Yeah, so we said, it's like slavery was like a pretty bad thing. It almost seems like people are kind of still upset about it. But you got to think, like, in the middle there, I wonder how many years there was when it was like, 'cause slavery sucked. And then they figured out, like, retroactively that slavery sucked. But there had to be a time in between where it was like, yo, this is fucking, we're free, bro. This is fucking, and then like time went by and they were like, wait a minute, that shit should have never happened.
Maybe it was probably, it seems like what happened is like slavery ended, but that doesn't mean it didn't still suck to be a black person.
Sinners actually articulates this great because they have that guy who had basically been free forever because he was in Chicago, and he was just walking around like he was the cock of the fucking walk. He had a good time.
Right.
I don't know. It probably still wasn't like great. It probably still wasn't as good as
it seems like it seems like it was like
they couldn't fucking vote forever.
Yeah, it's like
I don't vote anyway.
They weren't allowed to, and then they got the right to, and it's like, well, they
didn't get to be fucking pussies.
Yeah, they're not gonna. It was like, well, now you want us to leave our home? You want me to go outside now and do some shit?
Dude, the way
that's
Eric
what
Adams,
voting is. Well, then I don't know why I even fought for this.
Eric Adams just went only for black people this time, which was and his campaign was hilarious for the primary. He was on Kai Cenat's stream, just like reacting to like government shit, like doing reaction streams with Kai Cenat.
I'm blown away that it's as simple as we thought it was. That all Zoran had to do was like go on Come Town.
That's the guy from Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
I think Zoran just got the fucking millennial transplant vote, plus like which is basically like in like Bushwick and Astoria, he got like 90% of the vote. It was literally it was like Putin numbers.
Don't mess with that guy.
I just, dude, it's like,
it was funny though. Manhattan was mostly all for Zoran, except like right around Central Park, which they call Billionaires Row. So the billionaires did not and Dime Square was the other area of New York that did not vote for Zoran.
I just have one, because you hear these stories about like the Democratic Party is like hemorrhaging all this money and is baffled as to how to reach out to like the 20s and 30s demographic, right? And like all of us that are outside of all that look at it and go, just go on podcasts or hang out with like the people that are already connected to that. And they refuse to ever do that. They'd rather spend like $20 million for that fat bitch to go eat pizza. That I don't know what her name is. She's do what?
Dave Portnoy.
They'd rather give Dave Portnoy $20 million to review pizza. We're like, how is this going to help the Democratic Party? No, who's that fucking fat bitch? Her name is like Juliana Ola. She's some kind of like white, just mad, like Dave
Josie Alvarado.
Sized. Do what?
Josie Alvarado.
No, she's like a Dave. She's like a Dave Blunt sized white Latina.
Oh wow, Blunt sized.
Yeah. She's a Blunt. She's about 3/4 of a Blunt's, I would say, and she's just this big fat bitch who was part of this,
she was
like,
3/5. She was 3/5 of a blunts.
she was 3/5 of a blunts, yeah, and she's one of these people that, like, the Democratic Party was like, had launched this, like, we're going to spend $20 million to find out how to reach out to this demographic. But then it's like Zoran just did what we all thought, which was like, yeah, I guess just like do a video with Nick Mullen.
That was actually incredibly savvy of him.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they've been so like against doing that.
Zoran just also fucking campaigned. I was right by where all the fucking candidates, like, they were all right outside like my block, like with volunteers, except for Cuomo wasn't there with any
Robbie
volunteers.
misunderstood. He walked up to all of them and he was like, "Can I date you? Can I date you?"
Dude, all right, I did track with the hottest volunteers, and I think the objectively hottest volunteers was Josie Alvarado. They were all in like white dresses with big hats, like Yoda meditation, rich girl, spiritual way. But I did not grab. I had 2 bags of groceries. I did not grab their thing. I did stop with my 2 bags of groceries because a pale, big titty Bushwick girl for Zoran. I was like, oh, I guess I can take that. I've never heard of this fella. Like, I definitely like. So my type, Zoran, the Zoran girls were pretty attractive, but I should have taken one of Alvarado's because they had those fucking wine mom in training, late 20s, yoga class girls.
Zoran got a name
with
like
big hats. Big hats.
Zoran, his name make it sound like he's gonna turn a little boy into a grown Tom Hanks.
Okay.
He gonna turn a boy big.
You don't mess with the Zoran.
You don't mess with yeah.
I don't really align with his politics, but I do like that he kind of looks like me, and also was a fat theater kid like me when he was a kid.
Hey, he seems cool. I'm sure he's gunning for
I've noticed he does this.
Political.
He always tilts his head like this in every ad, like, I'm gonna make rent free. I'm gonna do the grocery store. It's like he always tilts. I think his mom is like
they call that the New Delhi tilt.
I'll have a chopped cheese at one of these new delis.
Yeah.
He should have promised new delis.
No new taxes, but new delis.
He is promising new grocery stores. He was so close to promising new delis.
Yeah, I don't know. The grocery store.
Well, his mom is like a successful filmmaker, so his ads were really well done.
Yeah,
he did just campaign. I just saw him he was everywhere. He did like a fucking. He walked up and down Manhattan. I mean, I'm again. I didn't vote this time because my 2 candidates I liked didn't even have a fucking shot. But Zoran, I think Zoran ran a great campaign, and Cuomo's fucking ego was so out of control. He didn't campaign at all. He's just like, I have a lot of money, and he spent like just billions of dollars or whatever. And
yeah, I mean,
it is nice that money doesn't buy elections anymore. That is cool.
Yeah, I guess people have gotten hip to that. Like, people can see when it's just like a bunch of money is being funneled into something, and it like they can see when it's disingenuous.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, the funniest outcome is just like the Democratic Party seemingly like bewildered by this, and it's like, yeah, this is what people have been saying for years. They just want like somebody who at least seems normal, like just like a regular guy. And for some reason, you guys are incapable of fucking producing that. I also have like these fucking ghouls.
I think Cuomo did also get fucked by the heat wave though, because all his fans are old people, and it was so fucking hot yesterday in New York. That's I didn't usually. I like to walk where I need to go. I was like, get me in the subway, get me home. I barely left my apartment. It was
Chinese
so hot all week. That's true. Ironically, Chinatown voted for Cuomo though, and I think it's literally because of Dime Square.
Yeah, I don't know who gives a shit. It's just the fucking mayor of a town.
I mean, New York is.
It's like it'd be like if America was like, oh, what's gonna happen to the mayor of Halloween Town?
Hubie
spin his head around
first
again.
Of all, the mayor of Halloween Town had a very important role in that movie.
That is true.
Also, New York. This is what this is what makes me
No, wait, which
Here-
Halloween Town? The Nightmare Before Christmas or the Disney movie? Halloween Town.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah. Okay.
I am a little
Did the
worried.
Disney movie? Was there a mayor in the Disney Halloween Town, folks? We're talking Halloween Town.
Wait, can I just get off
Politics.
my last
Chrissy
little
Mayer, she's a fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
sorry, Robbie. Go ahead.
this is all I'll say. I'm a little, the thing that worries me about Zoran is just he hasn't really had any real political office before. And New York is like a fucking country. So he's basically, I mean, it is like a little, it has more people.
Well, shit, man. Trump hadn't done any political.
Yeah, and he's a
work
great
before he became
president. You're
president.
right.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta be honest, I couldn't give a fuck less who the mayor or governor or anything about New York. The place is a fucking cesspool regardless. Nobody's gonna fucking
Right.
change it.
Adam
Who cares?
Sessler.
I don't give a fuck what these
Deadpool.
New Yorkers be talking about, bruh.
Oh, what
Here
if
in
Adam
Well,
Sessler?
I was just
Wait,
saying the
Robbie, that's a
only-
good idea.
The
What
only
if
candidate with no experience that I supported was Corinne Fisher. And when she was out, I'm like, all right, I demand experience now.
Wait,
That's what I
that's a
wanted
good
to
idea.
get to. That's what I wanted to
do-
get to that whole time.
I like that idea though. What if Adam Sessler was Deadpool and it's cesspool?
Okay.
If we're bringing back to
Tonight on X-Men. X-Men play.
Yeah. If we're bringing back 2003 anyway. Like everybody's talking about like Sharia law. Everybody's scared of Sharia law again and fucking Muslims and there's a war in the Middle East. All that we're gonna bring back Adam Sessler. We're bringing
Yeah,
back
Sharia Law
also-
is also my favorite WNBA player, by the way.
Sharia law.
Real law.
Yeah, she plays for the
Dude,
Seattle's Sand Dancers or whatever the fuck
The Seattle
goofy ass
Sand
name they're
Dancers.
called. I was just trying to make up like a mascot, and that actually came off kind of racist.
But Sand Dancer sounds cool.
That sounds nice.
Adam
Yeah.
Sandancer.
Adam Sand Dancer.
Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
white ladies,
sorry.
the hot white ladies are dominating the WNBA right now. There's 3 white women I would love to have sex with who are also like the best, who are like the top 3 best average points in the NBA.
Yeah. I saw some pictures and then I said, what does the W stand for? Whores?
Okay,
Yeah.
Dalton, do not be mean to my white queens,
The fucking
my
the
tall
whore-
queens.
That might be the gayest thing about Dave Portnoy is how much he gives a fuck about the WNBA. I don't care what they do.
Just
You're
'cause
never gonna
he's
get
probably gambling on it.
until they start fucking. Until I see Caitlin Clark do a fucking dinner serve off the window and slam that shit, I ain't watching none of that shit, and I don't give a fuck.
Look,
I don't
I've never
understand
watched
why
a game.
anybody does.
I've never watched a full game, but I follow all these white ladies on Instagram and Angel Reese.
We should go to a Savannah Bananas game. You guys seen
But
that?
crack. To your point though, too, is Cumia is also only tweets about the WNBA, and I think him and Portnoy are on it because of like racism. They just see a race war brewing, and they like care a lot about Caitlin Clark. And it's so funny. It's like you don't give a fuck about it. I mean, at least Dave does, but with Cumia, it's like, what are you doing tweeting about the WNBA? Do you suddenly care?
I say it's okay to be racist, especially if you're being funny, but never let your racism, never become more gay than racist. And if
Yeah, that's
you're
the
watching the
thing.
WNBA pulling for it, you have now become more gay than you could possibly be racist.
It's so cringe, especially if you don't watch any other sports. At least for me, I'm a basketball autist, and I haven't really watched a full game. I watch Caitlin Clark highlights and like every Cameron Brink post on Instagram. So I keep up. But when it's Cumia just tweeting about that thug put her hands on my beautiful white queen, this is what I'm talking about. We need to get the blacks out of basketball.
Yeah.
I mean that's just cringe, right? There's no joke to me. There's not
Cringe
even the joke.
Fisher.
Cringe Fisher. Her campaign was a little cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
It almost, I don't know if it's just like thinking that you can do something like that, but it gives off going through some type of mental episode.
Yeah, it seems it's.
Running
I really
for
like.
mayor.
I really like Corinne. That's why I was kind of shocked that she did. It came off a little narcissistic, and then she didn't campaign except for doing like shows. So
Yeah.
I was like, why? I wonder why she dropped out.
They made this point, but on Skanks, I think, but it was like the one thing that they noticed was like every time that she's speaking somewhere, and you can't not see it now, like every time she's speaking somewhere, she's reading off of her phone, which just automatically looks so fucking unprofessional if you're trying to be a fucking, and if you're a politician, especially if you're somebody who's supposed to be like a person of the people, it's like, do you need to read off anything? Like, just speak from the fucking heart. That's what you're here for anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about authenticity. That's why Zoran won. He just seemed authentic. Authenticity wins over even being like a cool guy.
Yeah. In Zoran's New York, everybody gets a key to the bathroom.
Yeah. Right. Is there because she went on Sam Roberts show to garner votes. I think she just ran for mayor to get booked more. But yeah, I just think it's like it felt like it was a vanity campaign.
That's fair.
Which is like, I don't know. It seems a little narcissistic, not very self-aware. But I still love Corinne. I think she's hot. Has always been nice to me. I just did not understand the campaign at all. I didn't know what she was going for and why she didn't why didn't she do like any like real campaigning, you know?
Probably because she wasn't really serious about it.
You think that's the thing. Was it a stunt?
She probably got hella money from that shit.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's probably because I've seen comedians do that before, where and sometimes it works. Like Al Franken actually became a senator, and that that ended
right.
in
But
catastrophe.
he'd always had a toe in politics. I call him Toe Rogan,
a steel toe.
But I feel like
wait, Steelfoot.
Steelfoot, yeah. I feel like there's like entertainers will get this idea of like, because when they get more like when they get success and popularity and attention, they probably get this idea like, oh, I could probably like actually do something important with all of this, and then they try to actually get into politics and then realize like, damn, this is a lot of fucking work. Actually, I actually don't want to do this shit.
That, you know what? That's probably exactly what happened. That's almost certainly what happened.
Because sometimes they follow through with it. Like Schwarzenegger was the governor of California. Jesse Ventura was the governor of Minnesota.
Donald Trump was a fucking reality show host.
Yeah,
right?
Donald Trump hosted The Apprentice.
Right, like the day until he like ran, he didn't even quit the show. NBC dropped him.
Yeah, but remember like years ago, Doug Stanhope was talking about he was going to run for president, and then like pretty quickly he was like, "Oh no, it's just like so much work. I don't want to fucking do this."
That's so funny. Yeah, Howard Stern ran for libertarian candidate, and he dropped out pretty quick too. But that was a funny stunt because he actually like held rallies and stuff and a bunch.
Yeah,
of
that's probably why like there's all this talk. Like, there's always this talk of like, is Dave Smith going to run for president? It's like he probably realizes like it's going to be a massive amount of work for what he knows and everyone knows is going to be a campaign that goes nowhere. Because
no, I think that was a very smart and savvy move by Dave not to run for president because like honestly he has a family and I feel like your family is weirdly on limits and people might go after them if they hate your policies. So sure. I bet he did.
But also the Libertarian Party has no legitimacy in this country. Like there's every fucking election there's like a Libertarian candidate and it's like pretty much it's acknowledged and there's an implicit understanding amongst everybody that campaign's going fucking nowhere.
Who was that guy in 2016? Gary Johnson.
He got a lot of attention. Like, yeah, there was a lot. He was popular
because he was a fool. Like, he was a hilarious fool.
He was a hilarious. Yes, he was a foil. A fool. A femoid.
Yeah, he was running with Trump, and Gary Johnson was the funniest candidate. Like that's impressive.
Well, and also like from what I've picked up, like within the Libertarian Party, there's like it seems like there's like no unity. Like they have nothing that like they did. None of them agree. None of them agree with each other. Like there's so many different factions. It's like
Dave runs this like basically insurgent faction from the, I guess, establishment libertarians, and so there's a big split between the Mises Caucus, and which Dave like is the leader of, I think. And
pause.
Like,
how you gonna Mises a caucus? It's all the dumbest shit ever. Who gives it? Like it's all of it, politics.
Well, they probably realized his reputation would probably be bad if he ran for president, and he was like, because he would have won that nomination of the Libertarian Party. I'm like very sure about that.
Yeah, the problem is just politics is gay and it's just bureaucracy. So it's like all of politics is just like we're gonna like change things through paperwork. We're gonna get things done through shuffling fucking papers around. It's like really the you can only like in this life you can only control the things you can control, and so like any more effective than politics is like direct action. So like there needs to be actually like some sort of like unified collective of people willing to, I guess, go to jail. There, who will go like do the things that need to be done to change things. And I'm not one of them, but that is what needs to happen.
Well,
there needs to be somebody needs to do a fucking Dark Knight Rises. Somebody needs to actually go to Wall Street.
You mean Bane?
Wall Street.
Someone needs to be Bane.
We need a Bane. Like we don't need another politician. We need Bane.
Bane Gillis.
Yeah, we need somebody to actually to do violence and like direct action to affect change, because all politics is just another layer of bureaucracy. It's just
but even Bane was full of shit. He was just a puppet of Talia al Ghul.
That is true.
So I don't trust populists. I'll be honest.
I guess that's the thing is like when you're talking about direct action, like when you're talking about like the people banding together to directly go like do something to actually like instead of calling a congressman and trying to get bills and shit passed, actually going and upsetting the system. The problem with Occupy was that it was just like a hither thither kind of free for all. There was
Doc
no
Occupy.
Do what?
Doc Occupy.
Doc Occupy.
Him and Bane. Yeah.
The problem with Occupy is
it was Bane Gillis in the chat. Someone super chat and I'll do it.
It was just disparate. It was like this disparate collection of people that had no real hierarchy or objective. Like they didn't seem to have like a game plan. So really, you do need like kind of a Bane-esque vision. You do need like a Bane figure, like someone at the top who can lead. And it's Bill Maher.
And Maher might be the people's champ at this point.
I guess
here's why that doesn't happen, Don. Is because we didn't want this nation was founded on not wanting fucking kings, and unfortunately, the opposite of kings is like slow, steady change because the president can't. No one can't. Even Zoran isn't gonna be able to be like, okay, free rent now. Like he can't do that.
Right.
And,
I'm just saying, like what we have now is not like they call it a democracy, but it's not that. So it's just there's politics.
It's a republic, as conservatives like to tell me.
It's a bureaucratic, like feudal system that disguises itself with democracy. So it's just like different. It's like different banks and fucking tech overlords and billionaires and shit.
Why don't we elect Steve Harvey then? He loves a feudal system.
Yeah. Well, that's I guess like ultimately the reason.
Show me rigged election.
The reason politics is gay.
Doesn't Zoran getting elected kind of defeat that though? Because all the
no, because he's still at the behest of like a system that just exists with like it just has like layers and layers of bureaucracy, and there still has to be like the politicking of it, which is just like paperwork.
Right.
So it's like whatever ideas he has, I mean, he'll try, but there's still just like all this other bullshit that goes. This is why politics is gay, is because it's like so ineffective. It's just not an efficient system the way we have it, and that's why we need Bane. We need Bane to come in and just like blow up a trading floor.
I mean, but the mayor can do shit. Like Giuliani, even though he's like a clown now, was a good mayor for New York. Like he did clean up New York and everyone moved here. Before that, it was like Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
And then Giuliani mixed with Seinfeld and Friends. Like that was like the New York as it is now. Before
I guess what I'm saying is like it's nice when there's a politician, like somebody in charge of something that seems to have like ideas that align with yours. That's great. But really, like the only effective like way to change things is like if enough people get upset enough and are discontented enough that they say, I'm willing to like sacrifice my own short-term comfort and devote myself to like some sort of direct action. That circumnavigates politics.
I think
I already forgot the name of that fucking guy that set himself on fire. I forgot his name like a week after that. That doesn't
Aaron,
even work.
Aaron Bushnell was his name. He was an Air Force.
Burning
He was
Bushnell.
He was an airman. That may not be the most. That's I don't know how effective.
I mean,
lighting
I
yourself
do think
on fire
the
is.
mayor actually does have a lot of power, like in terms of changing a city. Like San Francisco just elected a mayor, and he's already doing a ton of shit. And apparently, the city's on the comeback. They needed a white man.
We need to find a happy. Here's the thing: we need to find a happy medium between politics and shooting the CEO of United Healthcare in the head.
Yes,
we got to find like the middle ground between executing a CEO in broad daylight and politics.
That was the guy's name who set himself on fire, Aaron Belial.
Aaron Belial, yeah.
No, I think it was
Brandy Carlisle.
Aaron Steeltoe.
Oh, I heard Gino snitched on him. Is that why he set himself on fire?
Yeah, because he was mad about the steel toe.
Because he had to talk to Gino.
I like Michael Hall's idea. We raped the CEO. We fucked the CEO in his ass.
Oh yeah. Hashtag rape the CEO. Hashtag rape
like
joke
that.
Hashtag rape Bezos.
Hashtag rape joke world. Hashtag rape Paul George.
That would be effective because you rape like let's say you rape Jeff Bezos in public in broad daylight. They can't give you the death penalty for that. But I do think that would.
I think you'd be in jail for a while though.
Yeah, you would go to jail for a while, if not forever. But they couldn't, like with this Luigi Mangione case, they're introduced. They're talking about the death penalty. Well, they couldn't even begin to argue for that if you just rape Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. See, I do think that like direct action, because the news moves so fast, it's actually not that effective anymore. Like that shit is out of the news cycle in a day.
But that's the thing is like these isolated incidents that come and go, like they happen and then they're done. You need like an ongoing movement. Like that's the thing. That's why like Occupy was a good idea. It was just executed poorly. It was like, this is going to go on for fucking weeks, but then it just kind of fizzled out because there was no like, they were there and they just sat in the park, but they didn't have like a plan of action. They just were like,
they didn't have any leadership.
They didn't have. Yeah, there was no hierarchy. There was nobody there to like actually direct this like operation.
Yeah, but it kind of turned into like annoying unemployed guys.
Yeah,
like
I would have done it.
They needed Bane.
Probably a good way to get some like art hoe pussy was doing Occupy.
Yeah. Or just volunteering for Zoran, dude. Because Zoran had all those art hoes volunteering for him, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have volunteered for Zoran.
Yeah, that was the one gay thing that I thought out of when everybody was getting upset about Bill Burr and the shit he was saying, I was actually very for him, like fucking with Elon and joking on Elon, because it felt like not a lot of bigger name comedians were. I was like, I don't understand why people have a problem with him fucking with Elon. But when he was like, free Luigi, it's brutal, free Luigi, I was like, bro, like, you're a fucking faggot. Like, why are you saying free Luigi? Like, you're an older rich man with fucking children. Like, I understand, like, if you have a problem with the bankers, the billionaires, whatever, but the guy, it wasn't like the guy was like a criminal. Like, he was doing his job. Yeah, like, and he a piece of shit, sure, to do that job, but it's like, that's what he was supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bill Burr is just like, that's just common among like leftists. And Bill Burr, it's like, I will say this, and this is why leftists kind of get a bad rap, is when it's a unemployed guy, everyone's like, fucking unemployed hippie bum. But then when it's a rich guy, everyone goes, oh, but you're rich. So it's like, okay, who can be leftist then? You know,
somebody said,
not that I'm a leftist.
He didn't say free him, just said he literally said the words free Luigi.
Yeah, he did say free Luigi.
Yeah, but it was a little playful, but I do think he also believes it.
He was being coy.
I mean, fucking, but Mullen says that stuff a bunch, and and fucking Stav, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if he would have said something, and who am I to judge how people make jokes? If he was joking, then I guess but just saying free Luigi instead of like making a joke about why it's good that the guy died is kind of like, bro, like, it's like, I don't know. This shit seemed kind of corny to me when a lot of people were like, yeah, fuck the guy that they killed on the street. It's like, bro, I mean, just because I understand the guy probably was an evil piece of shit, but just because somebody has a lot of money doesn't mean they're not a fucking human being.
Yeah, I mean, I will say like everyone said free Luigi, and like every girl basically with BPD said free Luigi.
Yeah, because they
So
wanted to
I don't
fuck.
think he's. I mean, he's just kind of repeating a catchphrase that people were saying. And
Dynamite.
maybe Bill just liked that he was
That was
hot,
a catchphrase.
you know. But I agree, when comedians do just say political statements with no joke, I do think that is cringe. But I like Bill Burr just because every Gen X comedian now seems to be like right wing. I'm not as far left as Bill Burr is, I think, but I do like appreciate that he exists. If the Dems were smart, they'd make him the liberal Joe Rogan, but they're like spending millions trying to find one.
I did hear him say a thing in that stupid fucking Subway interview that I appreciated, where he was like, it's stupid for people to be like, I'd never forgive somebody who voted for Trump. It's like, you should be forgiving. You shouldn't be like divisive. You shouldn't be drawing a line in the sand. They're like,
Yeah.
these are these people and this is us. Like, fuck the team mentality of it. Like, I appreciate that he had that view. You know,
I just had an idea.
I feel like because Bill Burr is actually really in touch with like regular dudes, and he probably has a lot of friends who voted for Trump. Pause.
I just had an idea though. Instead of too lazy to try, there's a too Larry to David.
Okay.
He's like this. Joe Rogan's losing it. He's not.
This podcast was pretty bad. Pretty Bert.
Podcast is not good anymore. Brendan Schaub, he's making a fool of himself.
Tony Hinchcliffe's ego, it's out of control.
What about to Jeffrey to die?
How about Joke
I
Worlder?
knew anything about Jeff Dye.
How about Joke Worlderson? And he's like, you won't believe what Shane Gillis said today. Folks, the March Madness is about to commence. And are you voting for Kill Tony? Or are you voting for Jack?
What about Big World Jokerson?
Okay. Big World Joke or yeah, that's good.
Juice World.
Oh, Big Joke Worlderson are good. And he's like, hey, what are you doing in the front there? Are you Shane Gillis? I love you.
Damn, Joke World do be loving Shane Gillis.
By the way, Shane did give me shout out to Shane. He followed up with me and gave me, I think he's gonna give me tickets to his show in San Jose on Saturday. So thank you, Shane. What a cool guy.
Nice.
He said, "Oh, you can come to my show. No, you can't open for me, but you could sit in the back."
Well, I just asked if I could go to the show. I didn't. And of course, I'm not going to open for him. His openers are like Dan Soder and Nick Mullen, I think.
Yeah, and what completes that trinity? Dan Soder, Nick Mullen, Robbie Goodwin.
That would be that actually would be very funny.
What?
It'd be very funny if he was like, "Yeah, man, you can open for me," just to be like Robbie on stage in front of a fucking arena. Like, oh, this is a little bigger than Dan Wick's Fiasco.
You guys like Adam Sandler?
Oh, but all right, the Adam Sandler would crush in an arena. First of all, but I don't even. You know what? I've heard arenas are actually easier. For whatever reason,
well,
I've heard like theaters and arenas.
There's probably like a more of a like distance between you and the audience, and if it's like a big crowd like that, there is like this sort of electricity there. You know, there's like an energy. And whereas like if you go to a comedy club that's seats 100 people and there's only 20 people in there, it's a like palpable emptiness. It's like it's a much more like it's like I don't know. It's like a more difficult performance. Whereas
I think part of that reason would probably be why it would seem easier, even for the people opening for the act, is like if people are willing to fill up. If enough people love this guy, like take Shane Gillis for example, people love Shane. Enough people are willing to see him that he can do an arena, and people love him enough that they'll go see him at an arena. Even like comedy fans, it's like everybody there is like sold. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like a comedy club coming off the street in New York, like, let's go see a comedy show. And you're deciding whether or not you like the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've even just seen like at the Emerson like graduation thing or the Evvies, it was an award show. And this one guy, a friend of mine, Jordan Perry, but he was super green. He was like 1 year in, and he did stand up and he like demolished. And I think it's just because, there's just so many. I think like when there's so many people in a room, like an arena, it's just easier. It feels more like a fucking
Yeah,
Look
they're
at Trump.
all
Look at Trump. He fucking crushes every time.
yeah, they're all just buzzing on each other. They're already.
Meanwhile,
they're
I
already...
did Ray DeVito's show last night, and it was full. It was like I could see everyone in the audience and who was and wasn't fucking with me.
Yeah. Those are that's where you're like you really have your metal tested, or those Ray DeVito's
Yeah, it was a bar.
showcase.
Yeah, it was like a bar show on the Upper East Side. Like a ton
Yeah,
of people. Like it was full. I looked in. I was like, oh, this will be crazy. And a comedian I liked was on stage, and then Judah Friedlander came in, and they were asking like, do you want to go before or after Robbie? And he said, and I was like, ah, fuck, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to follow Judah Friedlander. But then he said, I'll go after Robbie. Anyway, I was about to go up. 70% of the show cleared out as soon as I went up, and they had to like beg some people to stay, basically. So I went up. It was a tough one. I'll put it like that.
There's also a psychology behind like when people have something invested in an event. So like a theater show or an arena show, anywhere where they've had to buy tickets and hire a babysitter and pay for parking and all that, they've already got so much invested into this that they like unconsciously are saying to themselves, we're going to have a good time.
Yes, I've ran free shows and $5 ticket shows, and the free shows had free beer or whatever. Like it was like such a desperate like, come see this show, please. And the $5 shows were always better. Like if you just put a little money down to see,
there's a very powerful psychology to money. Like when there's a change, when money changes hands, it changes the environment. Because there was this
I'm more likely to, if I buy like, this is why I wish I had a little more money right now. But when I bought like classes to go to, I'm way more likely to go to the gym, or because I put money into it. Whereas I could just go to a gym for like $45 a month or whatever. But like when I had like a class pass, I was like super motivated just because I was like, I don't want to waste my money I spent.
Yeah, it's a financial investment. Yeah, I get it.
There was
this bitch in Dallas, this old lady who ran a comedy club in the conference room of the DoubleTree Hotel, and she would charge $7 for each audience member for the open mic.
Wow!
So like this was like the comics would sign up. This was an open mic. The audience, the people that were just coming to watch, they had to pay $7 each, and because of that, they were like more inclined to have a good time and laugh, because they were like, well, now I'm invested in this financially. Yeah. So it was always like a really good crowd for an open mic. And then I realized what was happening, where I was like, oh, you're charging these fucking people for an open mic?
Where was the open mic?
It was in the conference room of a DoubleTree Hotel off of I-75 in Dallas.
I will say, like, open mics in the middle of nowhere are like their show. Like, they can be really good shows.
Yeah. No, I mean,
they just have they have no other entertainment. Like,
this was like Gordon, in the city of Dallas. I mean, there was also clubs and things to go do.
Yeah, but I assume like off the highway in a hotel, it's like that's got to be just people who are staying there or like right around there. Like, who?
Yeah, I don't know how people heard about it, because it wasn't like there was any signs or anything that said comedy club. It was like you had to go into the hotel and then walk past the bar to the conference room and then pay an usher who was a desperate open micer working for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was always a good crowd, though. I will say it was packed, and for an open mic, it was like, wow, I couldn't ask for a better crowd for my 3 minutes of clean material. But I don't know why it's got to be clean, but that's the rules.
Oh, by the way, someone mentioned Corinne, or I think was it you, Crack, talking about Corinne always having her phone out and stuff. That's ironic, because you're not even allowed to have phones at the Danwick's Fiasco when you're performing, but he does give you cue cards, so that's fine.
Cue cards. Is that like QAnon?
Barbecue.
Yeah, they're cards of QAnon talking points.
By the way, dude, if I go to a Korean barbecue place,
Korean Fisher?
If I go to a Korean Fisher, but if I go to a Korean barbecue place and it's one of them ones where the grill is at the table, I'm walking right back out, dude. The whole reason I'm at a restaurant is because I don't want to cook.
Isn't that
Like,
what Korean
They're fun.
barbecue
They
is,
can be-
though?
No, I've been to Korean barbecue places where you just order a dish and they bring out cooked meats.
I think you could. I
Yeah.
think you usually have the option.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
you usually
whether
do
the
have
grill is
option,
at the table or not, I'm not fucking cooking it. You cook it. Bing bong.
Let him cook.
Yeah, let him. His name is him cook.
By the way, someone posted in the Discord that they're animating your McDonald's fiasco, Dalton.
What is that? Oh my!
Or,
No, that was Wendy's.
your Wendy's
It was
fiasco.
Wendy's. I don't
That's
look.
good.
I don't mind
Oh,
the
it was
grill at the
Kent
table.
Woods, yeah.
I don't mind the
You wanna
grill
see
at the
a
table.
preview?
And look, if you know what, if it's all you can eat, if it's like $40 all you can eat, fine. Bring me raw meat and I'll make myself sick because I don't know what I'm doing. I get as much as I want. But if it's one of them ones where I'm spending like $80-$90 for a meal for the KBBQ, you fucking cook it. The reason I still have to pay restaurant prices and then cook my own food. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it's almost meant to be more
I'm
of
not
like
doing that.
It's meant to be more of like a group experience. Like if you go
Yeah.
on a date or you go out with like 5 other people and you're all sitting there, you're talking, you're cooking the stuff together, you help each other. It's almost kind of like a bonding experience. Whereas
Yes.
if you're going by yourself, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to sit at this table by myself and cook all this shit.
I guess that is.
Just let me throw on a fucking apron and
even
pay
with
me.
other people, it's always just like, does any of us know what we're doing? Do we know? Like,
No, but that's part of the fun. You bond with your friends.
All right,
and it's more active than just eating a dinner. That's why it's fun. It's like it's more fun to have like something to physically do.
It's like when you have like a little kid or a dog at Thanksgiving, and it's like everybody has something now to talk about or play with.
Yeah.
Instead of having to make like small talk about the weather.
Yeah, I guess.
That's actually why I think dinner and a movie is actually a shitty date, even though that's the standard. Because like it's just you both are just passively watching something, and then
a movie's a shitty date unless you're getting fucking top in the popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just sitting next to a bitch you don't know, just watching some shit.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, is she liking this?"
Yeah, that's why I don't understand the people who say they are afraid or they don't want to go to a movie by themselves. I'm like, that's really the best way to see a movie, because going with someone else is just like, now you're just sitting it like in silence with another person, hoping that they're enjoying it.
Yeah,
I will say in the days of comedy movies, like that was a fun date. Like when you go opening weekend to a big comedy like Jackass, that's a fun one because it's like but like taking someone to see like Philomena or whatever, it's like what are we doing?
I just saw, dude. I went to the theater last night, and I saw 28 years later, dude. I'll make a.
I actually want to see that. Yeah.
I'm confident saying right now, so far, best movie of 2025.
I just really did not enjoy 28 Days Later.
I like 28 Days Later it's a fun movie. It's ridiculous, like especially the beginning.
I think I saw it too late because I watched in the pandemic. And I was like, I don't really get the hype at all.
Yeah, 28 Days Later is awesome.
And I think it's because like it was the first to get to fast zombies.
Well, they're not zombies. They're infected. They're not undead though.
Either one. It was a pandemic or whatever. But I was just like, I mean, The Walking Dead basically stole all that stuff. So I mean, and I have so much zombie and like vampire fatigue at this point.
Yeah, well, the focus of this one is not,
except for my upcoming movie, Skinners. We're wrapping principal photography.
All right, come on, man. I'll just say 28 Years Later is awesome because it's like you go into it thinking it's going to be like a zombie movie. And I mean, yeah, there are, for all intensive purposes, zombies. But it's like a coming of age story. It's like this kid who's like, getting to an age where he's now having to figure out how to navigate the world. And it's like a world that's like, in
a world.
Yeah, it's
sir.
Wait, Rob, did you mean to do that when you said Skinners and you're in principal photography?
That's the bit.
Okay. That
I
joke
want to
like
make sure
20 times now.
I think that's the first time I said it on Crowder Boys, though. But yeah, I keep saying it to annoy Dalton because he's talking about Sinners a lot.
But I'll just, hey, folks, Cinema Corner. I'll just say 28 Years Later. it subverted any expectations I
Skinner
had
McCorner.
going in. This is Skinner McCorner. Going into it,
Skinner.
I didn't know what I thought it was going to be like a zombie movie, and then it ended up being like a very emotional, like endearing, kind of touching story about like.
I've heard it's kind of like I just did not like 28 Days Later, and I hate that fucker Alex Garland. I think he's so overrated.
I don't know, man. I heard he wrote this one, and it's really good. And Danny Boyle, the way he shot it with them iPhones, I was watching it like, man, he did a lot of cool shit the way he shot it.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
like
I just don't like Danny Boyle either.
But it's like such a kinetic way that he like the way it's stylized, kinetic. The way it's shot is like really cool. Like it definitely is like like very much in the same
yeah, well, they shot the original
it's very, like it does remind you of like Danny Boyle movies, like it's like Train Spotting and all that, like his stylistic choices. But yeah, I thought the script was good. Like I thought the story was really good, and the way the movie shot, like how like energetic the filmmaking of it is, right. Especially like this whole iPhone thing they did where they shot it on like 100 iPhone 15 Pro Maxes. There's like some really cool shit in this movie where I'm like, oh, I guess anybody can make a movie now if you just have 100 iPhones.
Yeah, and an amazing audio crew. Because I've always said
they definitely had a full film crew.
What you film it on and how it looks is not nearly as important as how it sounds. Like, and sound is tougher to get than anything. But if you want to like make a professional seeming movie, don't think about like getting the best camera. Think about like getting the best like sound guys and sound equipment.
Yeah.
But I do like the iPhone thing because it's not really gimmicky when you think about it. 28 Days Later is like the only major movie that was shot on mini DV. You remember those old camcorders?
Yeah, that's what makes it look cool. That's why I like 28 Days Later. It's like, when it comes to film, everybody's like, oh, I love the graininess and the blah blah blah. It's like, well, 28 Days Later looks like a fucking grainy digital fucking camcorder. Like it looks cool. And then this movie, 28 Years Later, I don't know if you could really tell that it was shot on an iPhone. Like it looks really cool. It looks good. And it's like,
I mean, the iPhone video, the iPhone video fidelity is amazing, but they also had like a ton of editing that they could do on it too.
Yeah.
Well, you've been able to make a movie on an iPhone for like 10 years now.
Yeah. Well, that production photo.
I watched the Soderbergh horror movie he shot on an iPhone, and it really just seemed like he was shooting on like a portable camera. Like it was very like, honestly,
was that the one that came out recently with Lucy Liu?
Yeah, it was the horror. It was like the horror movie where it's like a girl going insane.
Wait, but Soderbergh?
Yeah.
I got a big head and my dad died.
Hey, do you guys want to hear me do Macho Man Randy Savage? Hey, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. That. Thank you, Crack, for catching that. That was very good.
Oh, and by the way, I haven't seen the movie, but I would watch it if it was called 28 James Spaders. I love that guy. Love the guy.
I would be.
I would actually be first in line at the theater if it was 28 James Spaders.
28 James Spaders, yeah.
What witticisms will they be saying to each other?
I like James Spader.
Yeah, how much pithy dialogue would they say to each other?
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, I'm just,
should we read the super chats?
Yeah,
please give us money.
We gifted 5 memberships to you guys, so you're welcome for the presents. Kenny T. Strangle Chef is currently smoking 3/5 of a blunt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We were talking about Dave Blunts and that girl being 3/5 of blunts.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Smith needs to quit pretending to be smart. Prove my mind. I don't know.
Right, have you read as many Wikipedia articles?
He's memorized the entire Libya Wikipedia, so
yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah. You could say he needs to stop doing politics, but he seems like a smart guy.
He's a smart guy, dude.
He's smarter than any of us.
Come on, Greg.
I think I could go toe to toe with Dave in the arena of ideas, but it would have to be like a real debate, not just like memorizing.
What about the fucking British guy that got his ass handed to him?
Well, that guy was a fucking too. That guy's. I've always hated that guy,
but he's an expert.
Why is he an expert? He used to go on Sam Harris's podcast, and I always hated his episodes. Fucking Douglas Murray. He's like a hardcore Zionist, and like doesn't. He's like one of those guys like, I can't be wrong because I'm British and smug. It's like, okay.
Maybe he is smarter than us. You know what? I'm fine. Yeah, he's smarter than me.
He's older. That probably his brain.
I think I not to toot my own ass, but I do think I could go PETA.
Think you could do a Lincoln Douglas debate with Dave Smith?
Yeah, I could. I'm just bad at memorizing, so it would just be my raw intellect versus.
I think you would be fucking thrashed in the arena, dog. And you're my friend. I'm trying to be realistic here.
No, I think
he'd give you a beating.
I just know what game he's playing. I would be able to. I think you know what I would. You know what, Dave Smith, I will debate you. I don't know what about.
All you gotta do is
something other than Israel, Palestine, or Libya.
It's got to be about why girls are scary.
Yeah, I'll debate you about. You know what? That's good. Yeah, something non-political. Let me go toe to toe with Dave in the arena. Like we'll debate
non-political.
We'll debate like fucking Jordan versus LeBron versus Steph Curry. Let's go.
It's just got to be something he doesn't know about, and you'll win. Is what you're saying?
We could both do a topic that we don't know anything about, and I'll go into the arena with him. And I think I would be able to go PETA for PETA.
Dude, when he locks the doors, it's fucking too late for you. Do you understand?
I mean, this is so this is so far below his pay grade that I doubt that he would even entertain the notion of stepping into the arena with any of us.
Didn't he destroy Destiny?
I know.
Destiny is like one of the all-time top debaters.
But Destiny also
all-time bottom as well.
All these debate guys just like have a set, like they play a game. It's more about like who's the best at debating than who's smart.
I feel like anybody who's actually smart, who's like a scholar, is not really concerning themselves with like debates.
Like a game. It's like a fucking game.
Yeah, like debate is a high school extracurricular.
That's why it's really funny to call it the
program.
That's why it's very funny to call it the arena of ideas, because it's like everyone treats it like something like a sports game or something.
They treat it so like deathly seriously, and it's like when I don't know why Norman Finkelstein.
Okay, Michael Hall, Dave, I think would cook me in basketball. I've heard he's really good, and I admit that I know my limitations.
He's a Jew. He's gonna be hitting bank shots and shit.
Oh, bank shots.
I forgot who said it, but maybe they asked Dan Soder, who was like the best pickup game guy, and he said Dave was up there, something like that. So yeah, I do respect that. I respect his Jewish athleticism.
Any black comedian, by the way, is better than Dave Smith.
That's true.
Fucking Bruce would be out there fucking hitting fadeaways,
breaking ankles, dude.
Dave Blunt's dunking it.
I can't put down the rock.
I can't put down. Sandler's nasty too. You know what? Basketball was like a hit with Jews before black people.
You know what I always liked about Sandler whenever he played basketball in movies is he'd go in, and whether it's Jewish or white or whatever it is, he'd go in and be like making all the right passes, and he's hitting bank shots, and it's like, see, fundamentals, kids. It's almost like he was teaching a generation of children, like, use white fundamentals. You're not going to be as good. You're not going to be dunking on anybody. You're a little Jew. So hit a bank shot. Learn how to hit a bank shot.
Ironic that they're so good at bank shots. Maybe they do control the bank shots.
Mm-hmm.
Everything involved with the bank.
I don't know how you can be anti-Semitic when Adam Sandler exists. He's so funny.
Can't hate them all. Just most of them. Adam Sandler is great.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Right.
He's one of the Goodmans. Goodman is a Jew. A lot of people call me like Kike,
but that's like saying
and all that. Like I get that in my DMs like constantly. One guy hit me in the DMs. He was like, "Are you Jewish?" And no, he called me something a slur, and I've had to say this so many times. I said, "I'm not Jewish," and he goes, "Yeah, sure, buddy." Like, oh wow, all right. I've been bested in the arena.
Well,
and then he started following me, and he was like, he asked me, is Tony Hinchcliffe as much as a chode as he seems on the show? And then he was like, is Casey Rocket a nice guy?
Let's see. We got
I'll be
I'll
your
be your-
Bane if you cover my bail. Okay. Fine.
Christian
You
Okay.
can't
Bale.
just. I think you need like an actual Bane. I don't think you can just be a Bane. I don't think
I
that's
don't
how it
know.
works.
I've been a Bane more than once in my
Yeah.
life.
The Bane is inside of you the whole time.
It's the bane of existence.
We all have a little,
It is the bane of our existence.
yeah, we all have a little Bane in us. Each of
Desmond
us are our
Bane.
own Bane.
Desmond
Robbie,
Bane.
what I was gonna say to counter your point, Robbie, you said like you're saying how could anyone be anti-Semitic when Adam Sandler exists? It's like how could anyone be scared of bugs when ladybugs exist? You know what I mean?
Are you comparing Jews
great
to
point.
bugs?
It's like there's ladybugs are cool, but then there's so many bugs that is scary.
Yeah, there's cute little like mice, but then you have rats.
Exactly. You have cute
Yeah,
little.
but I just think there's so many good. Look, Larry David's a great Jew.
Yeah,
one of the best.
that's my point. Is like the I guess like there are a few outliers. There's some exemptions.
There's
But
Jewish people, and then there's kikes.
I do think the Sephardic Jews are the most annoying to me. The Ashkenazi Jews, I think, are great. Orthodox Jews, I hate. So it's like you gotta like Israeli Jews are terrible at entertainment compared to Western.
You didn't
Jews.
like Wonder Woman 1984?
No, I did not. But that's only because a girl directed it. I liked Wonder Woman 1.
Really?
Yeah.
That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Which I think maybe it was the first one. Whichever one had what's his name?
Pedro
Pascal.
That's the second.
Yeah, that
one.
That one's one of the worst movies I've seen.
That's a real upsettingly bad movie.
What's his name? No, it wasn't him. Chris maybe?
Chris Evans.
Chris Pine?
Chris Pine?
Yeah, Chris Pine plays Steve Trevor in
the guy who all of a sudden just knew how to fly a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie fucking sucked.
I think that was 1984.
I love Chris Pine though. I feel like he needs to be doing more. They need to be finding like more shit like that Dungeons and Dragons movie he did because he is good.
Chris Pine.
They got to be this man. That is a leading man. Very charming, funny.
Dude, he
was best in 30 Rock, right? As like her ditzy dumb hot.
James
I thought that was John
Marsden.
Hamm.
That's who I was thinking of.
No, he's the pilot. Isn't he the pilot?
Yes.
In 30 Rock.
Oh,
that was great when he goes like, "Look,
no,
you
he's
can
the
walk
pilot
in
literally.
literally. You can walk in literally anywhere if you just wear a pilot's uniform and look confident."
No, that was. Wait, that was Matt Damon.
Oh, that was Matt Damon.
No, James Marsden was in X-Men.
New Rule.
And Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, can we watch this? The video of the Kent Woods production.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it's only in pictures right now. Join the Patreon. You have access to the Crowder Boys Discord. We have a full fan page thing.
Oh, all of our friends are here.
All of our friends are here. Yeah. So what did he say?
Wait, are there two of me?
He said, so I've been working on making a video of the Wendy's fiasco. Gonna be around 30 minutes long animated sequence of the entire Wendy's bit. The other segment was worth having its own dedicated video because it's so funny.
That's awesome.
I should be done with it by next. So check out Kent Woods and join the Discord for updates. It's very active. I let Pandatron be the admin and Genghis Kanye be the admin and just add whatever channels they wanted. And they added a bunch of very funny channels and are doing very funny things. So I pop in there. I'll promote stuff. I promote the streams and stuff, but the fans are really okay. Yeah, Bane Gillis. You merely adopted Lemaire. I was born with him.
Batman's fucking gay.
Talking to Drew Montana. You cannot come to Texas. There has to be one of us left in the wreckage, brother.
There must be one of us left in Kensington.
Call me gay as Bane Gillis. Token Tony, you are gay, dude. You are fucking gay, dude.
C-Dump says nerd. One of my favorite candies.
candy.
Okay.
We're on the same track there.
Do you nerds rope? I'd say the nerds rope is the best.
I think they really I completely agree with you because they came out with these new nerds gummy clusters. While those are great, something about the nerds rope, it just has the right amount of nerds to gummy ratio where the clusters it's too much.
In the nerds
going
rope,
on.
it's also like it acts as also like a progress bar. Like as you're eating it, you're like, I'm this many, like I've eaten this percentage done with my nerds rope.
I get
Whereas
so
like,
fucking sad when it gets at the end.
yeah,
I agree with you about the nerds rope. I think it's really fucking good, but it does remind me of Robin Williams, and that makes me sad.
oh, because he was a nerd who killed himself.
Who ropes? Yeah.
Wait, so
yes,
it
nerds
was a
rope.
super underrated movie snack. Maybe I was just
What?
remembering from when I was a kid. Way better than regular M&Ms. Mini M&Ms in the tube.
I like it. Yeah, I like a tube of
Oh,
minis.
interesting. Yeah, I guess I was never super into M&Ms like that. I love M&M, but M&Ms I was never super into. I was more
My
of
favorite,
Skittles.
my favorite are the peanut M&Ms. That's my favorite.
Those are those are really
peanut
good.
M&Ms
You
are pretty
can't
good.
fit a peanut in the M&M minis.
By the
But
way, how
the,
absurd is the fucking M&M store? It's always packed, and I'm like, why? Like, do people
There's
like
a whole
M&Ms?
store of M&Ms. It's awesome.
I guess that is cool.
You can get like a whole bag of just one color, or you can customize a bag and
I'm
pay
just like,
like
how are there
$20
3 floors full of M&M products?
Yeah, you can get shirts.
I
Everybody
think
loves shirts.
the Hershey store makes more sense to me because they have a variety of products.
Yeah, or like the
M&M's
Godiva store or something. Like the M&Ms is like it's bottom of the
The
barrel
Godiva
candy.
store is amazing.
I agree. I don't know why it's like the store. It's like, oh, that's the #1 tourist attraction in New York. I'm like,
If you
really?
get Halloween candy, the M&Ms are sitting in the bottom of the bucket, and you might not
Yeah.
ever fucking eat them.
I like M&Ms. No, I like them.
I'd rather have them than nothing. But like, I don't know.
That's true.
a very good point,
Crack-
dude.
that's a
M&Ms
great
is
point.
better than nothing.
M&Ms are good when they are like gifted to you or some shit. Like I never. Dalton, have you ever gone out of your way to just buy just M&Ms as candy?
I have. I went to the Dollar General the other day and bought a family-sized bag of peanut M&Ms.
Was Shaq there?
Peanut is
Was Dollar
different.
Shack there?
No, Dollar Shack was not at Dollar General.
I will say peanut M&Ms is on a different level. I'm talking about like the shitty brown pack.
Oh
of
yeah, just the
regular
milk
M&Ms.
chocolate. Nah, I'm not too fond of those. I like the peanut ones are such an elevation of in quality.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
the peanut.
The peanut's doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I'll eat those. I have to stop myself because I'll go through like a whole big ass bag of them in one sitting. But I like those. I mean, I guess like when it comes to candy, so much American candy, especially chocolate, it's good, but it's like if you eat like actual I guess like real chocolate, because the shit we have here is like such a poor quality. It does like it is a stark contrast. Like if you eat like Craig, you mentioned Godiva or like a Ghirardelli or a Lindt truffle with these like nicer chocolates. It really highlights how bad a Hershey bar is.
Yeah. Some nice like strawberry dark chocolate.
Yeah.
From like a nicer company.
Yeah. Cause I've gone to like candy stores. Like I used to go to this like Swedish candy stores. Everything was like imported.
The land of chocolate.
It was expensive, but it was like it was so much better than what we have access to. Like if I go to the convenience store, of course I'll fuck up the candy aisle. I'll get a dark chocolate Milky Way. I'll get a Three Musketeers, 100 grand, all that. And it's all great, but none of it even comes close to like real chocolate, like something that's like made with better ingredients or whatever's going on. I don't know what they're doing here in America. That's like why our chocolate sucks, but it does suck. I'll still eat it though.
Did you see what Drew does? He feeds M&Ms to customers' pet dogs.
Oh, that's a good way to get retribution.
I don't even believe that. As a guy who loves dogs and shouts them out all the time, I don't think he would do that.
Yeah, the dog is not the villain.
No, Drew is being is fun. Drew has
If a
been on
dog, if a dog is misbehaving, that means he has black owners.
Drew has seemed to be getting more drunk lately, and it's really been amazing for his comedy.
He been letting the blue Rockies talk.
Yeah, he's letting
For
them
sure.
blue mountains, them silver bullets do the talking.
The silver bullets.
Let's just say the mountains are Drew.
Oh yeah, dude, the mountains have turned Drew.
Drew is the man. That fucking that Cat2 appearance by Drew was fucking.
Oh my
stellar.
god, I thought
so funny,
she
dude.
was. She should have gave it out of 10. I mean,
And
come
She
on.
actually
fucking-
just, by the way, she DM'd me earlier. I guess for whatever reason, she felt like I needed to see this. She sent me a post, a Twitter post that said, Zoran will be the most powerful person in the United States who probably knows who Zephyroth is. It was posted by some other account. So Cat2, thank you for sending me that. That is funny. I get it. That is funny, and it's probably true. There has never been a politician at any level of a government who knows who Zephyroth is, but Zoran does.
That's funny. I'm glad she's talking to you. Talk to her.
Before we did the show last week, I followed her and had the Crowder Boys follow her, and then she followed the Crowder Boys and not me. I was like,
what
the hell?
Damn, dude.
Maybe
That's
she thinks
crazy.
I'm too controversial.
It was before the show.
Yeah.
She may not have heard of you. Like she's not, I don't know. Yeah.
Impossible.
She does comedy, but she also like detaches herself completely from it.
She mostly knows about like Come Town, I think.
Yeah, like
I just figured that she was scared of my power. I figured you guys would reinforce.
She doesn't seem to enjoy comedy or anybody that does it at any level.
No, she likes me.
That's true, yeah.
She likes us. Remember when she declared herself the Loud Boys girl?
That is true, yeah. I guess she's the Crowder Boys girl.
She tried to say Dave Blunt's was like MGK. That was crazy.
That was very upsetting. Yeah, I could see, dude, steam was coming out of your ears.
It was just such an insane comment.
Yeah,
Felt like she knew that would piss me off somehow.
I think she was going for a joke that was just very inaccurate. She does like shoot from the hip on takes, which is yeah. I mean, look, she's autistic, so give her.
Oh, she's stupid, is what you're saying?
The hips don't lie.
Shakira.
That
girl was hot for a long time.
She's still good looking.
She was back when we were in like high school, she was like a top for sure. One of the top girls.
Shakira, Fergie.
Let's see.
Susan Boyle. Robbie, you got a Dave Smith impersonation?
Wait, let me lock in. It's fucking Libya, as we know, was completely overrun by the United States, and the Secretary of State at the time, John Dorsman, knew it. I mean, it's just fucking retarded. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of got a.
It sounds like Jimmy. You sound like you're doing a Jimmy Fallon.
He kind of is serious.
Oh my god, Libertas is so great.
Yeah, all of a sudden Jimmy Fallon.
I'm just saying, we got to get rid of the state. The roots, ladies and gentlemen.
Taxation is theft. What do you think? What do you think about that, JoJo Siwa?
Oh my god, it's crazy that Syria really didn't do anything wrong, and yet our hands are in there. That's so bad.
By the way, I think him getting mad at like the Rizzler and shit like that, I feel like that's calculated. I feel like people have gotten in his head about like, dude, you're so nice to everybody, and nobody's gonna watch if you're just nice to everyone.
Right.
I feel like he's like, fuck.
I think Jimmy.
I'm not gonna be mean to a fucking Bill Burr. Let me fucking dunk on the Rizzler.
If Jimmy Fallon,
I literally think here's what happened. He came in deathly hungover, as he always is.
Yeah.
And he's like, the Costco guys, who the fuck is this? And his assistant tried to explain why they were famous, and he still had no idea why they were famous.
Yeah,
like if after an explanation.
If Jimmy Fallon is as
wait,
much
so they just say boom, and there's one of them's like fat.
If that was the case, though, I don't feel that's the case. If that was the case, that is embarrassing that you have to come in hungover and ask who's going to be on your show. That's fucking insane.
Well, they
No,
do.
yeah.
I mean,
Here's
you ever watch Larry Sanders? He would always do that on that show.
well that
I watched
that
Barry
was not
Sanders.
He'd be like,
Great,
"Who's on
great
tonight?"
tailback.
And remember, Rip Torn was like, "We have a great show, Larry. We have King of Dog Tricks, and then you're gonna love this Sigourney Weaver." This is
That's a
a
good
terrible
one.
lineup.
Damn,
Who's
dude.
booking the show?
Yeah, but that was a TV show. I don't know if that
I
maybe
think
that
that
was
shit was pretty accurate.
well, I think what people are picking up on from Jimmy Fallon, I think like what they're seeing is maybe is not like his because Jimmy Fallon does like so many dumb bits on his show that's like the boom meter is not even close to the stupidest thing that's happened on that show. I think what people are picking up on is if he is as much of an alcoholic as they say he is, he's having like probably like violent hangovers where you know how it is like when you have a really bad hangover, you're also like basically having an all day panic attack.
Yes.
He's probably just sitting there just having like a full on just like the escalating anxiety that comes with a pounding hangover. And he's just looking at like the fattest, greasiest Italians across from him, just trying not to melt down because he needs another drink.
I'll tell you, I think, and then the assistant was like, "So the Rizzler's the most popular one, but he's not related to the other two." Okay, so why is this guy hanging out with some kid who's not his son? Like, it's so hard to explain the Costco guys.
If he's a true alcoholic, he's got to be sipping during the show.
He's definitely doing a hair of the dog.
He might have Klonopin or something. I don't know.
Shit, he might even be at the temple of the dog.
If he did that as a bit, though,
hungry.
if he did that as a bit, that's one of the funniest bits he's done on the show because that's like really funny straight manning to just not enjoy anything any of them are saying.
Yeah, that's his most deceitful character yet, the straight man.
He used to go to Planet Rose a lot, apparently. Dalton.
Planet Rose? Oh, the karaoke bar.
Yeah. They said he would get smashed and like dance on the bar table or something. Honestly, I love Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon's awesome. I mean, of the late night guys that are still left, all the other ones have like pivoted to like very gay politics.
Yeah.
Like, their shows that are just like exist as vehicles for basic. I guess it's like the Democratic Party essentially. Whereas like Jimmy Fallon is still just like, we got Timothy Chalamet to do lip sync battle tonight.
Yeah, you know, I respect that he knows his fucking limitations like that.
Yeah,
I agree. New rule. I just also think that like his shit has just always been to be silly and dumb, and I think he laughs because he's just nervous and wants the guest to have a good time. Like
he's been in show business for like 30 years. He should not be nervous anymore.
He's nervous.
He should be over that by now.
Yeah, but sometimes that, like, speaking from experience, it can kind of be involuntary if you just want everyone to have fun. Oh wait, what'd that say? I'm a master debater.
That's a good one.
I like
That's
it.
Good.
I have heard it before though.
Yeah, that's where it seems like in the beginning, like especially like the breaking character on SNL thing, it's like it's almost kind of a cute thing. You're like, oh, here's this guy who loves comedy. He loves Sandler, clearly. He's a funny guy, and you know, almost like the Pete Davidson thing of like, here's this young guy who's like he's breaking character. He's just trying to make it in this world of SNL. And it's like, bro, you've been on late night for like 20 years now. Nobody's buying that you're fucking nervous or I'm not buying that he's nervous. I think it's an act at this point. I think it's who he is, and he doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah, that's probably another good point. I also think he maybe just finds people funny in the moment. Like, I don't think he like wanted to crack up in every SNL sketch.
Yeah,
I think
Jimmy Fallon might just be having a good time. Everybody's mad at it. Everybody, see, this is why it's like nobody. This is why it doesn't even matter what anyone does. Because nobody can, like, you can't please anybody now. It's like everybody hates Stephen Colbert for being too political, and he is gay for being that way now.
He's just not funny anymore.
Where he's not even doing like a because the Colbert Report was a character, and there was a lot of levity. Where it's like now he's just sincerely political. Everybody hates that. It's like, okay, Well, then your alternative to that is the jovialness and lightheartedness of the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Everybody hates him too. So it's like, really, the real villain is the American public, is the American people.
No, because Conan fucking ruled. You just
Conan
have to not
also.
suck and be
Conan
shitty.
was good. And
If you
Jon
suck
Stewart
and you're shitty, everybody hates you.
Jon Stewart is good until he gets on like a soapbox. And
Yeah, maybe
bitches
it's just that
shit.
everything sucks now.
I mean, Fallon's been around forever though, and people
Yeah,
have hated him forever.
You got motherfuckers like tuning into like Fish Tank now. It's like everything's gotten so bad.
I just relate to Fallon because I feel like people just viscerally hate him for some reason, which I've also gotten a lot. And I think me and Fallon are just like, I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to have a good time. Why does everyone fucking hate me so much?
Yeah,
I've been tuning into Fish Tank, by the way.
So yeah, somebody hit me up about that because I publicly said I don't like Fish Tank, and they were lighting me up saying, well, Crack watches it, and I'm like, well, I'm allowed to not like things.
Yeah,
like if Craig likes something, I don't have to like it.
There's also a lot of things that I don't like, so I don't expect everybody to like what I like, and vice versa. You know.
Yeah, it's fine if you like Fish Tank.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny that he was like doing an appeal to authority that it was like, well, Crack likes it. It was like, yeah, I don't have to like something my friends like.
Yeah, there's plenty of shit that I like that I everyone has made known to me that they think it sucks. And it's like it's fine. So it's like, if you like, I mean, it's like, Craig, you've proven that you're an enjoyer of Fish Tank. That's not a retarded psycho. So it's fine.
Sam Hyde told this story about Fish Tank on the Hodge twins. By the way, I have non-Hodge twins lymphoma, but he. But he told this story. He was like, I rented a U-Haul because I didn't want homeless people in my smelly car. I wanted to put a bunch of homeless people in the fish tank, and I drove there and I kept saying, want to work? These people don't want to work. And I was like, I mean, maybe because you're in a fucking windowless van and you're saying get in here for $300. But then and then he said, I bought this guy. He looks like Michael Clark Duncan. He looks just like Michael Clark Duncan in the Green Mile. He was down to do it. He came over, he saw the car, the windowless van, he started crying and said, I don't want to do this. It's like, okay, first of all, your conclusion from walking around in a windowless van and people not wanting to do that is they're lazy or they're gay for crying. It's like, Sam, you look terrifying. And like, I don't know anyone with any brains that would do that.
Well, that's judging by like normal people. That like homeless guys, I would think would be a little more like worse for wear, a little rough, a little more predisposed to scary situations.
Yeah, but they wouldn't just jump in a fucking a terrifying looking stranger's U-Haul van just because he was like, I'll give you $300. You're going to be on TV.
That's a funny bit, though, to be like, to present a scary situation like you're like a pedophile in a van and you're like, nobody wants to fucking work.
By the way,
it is very funny. And Sam Hyde is very funny, but it's like, his conclusion was just so evil. He's like,
no, that's what I'm saying. That could be the bit, is that they saying the guys don't want to work because they don't want to get into a windowless van.
No, he was being serious. The way he talked about it was like, can you believe these fucking lazy, stupid homeless people?
That is, by the way, that is the thing with Fish Tank that kind of sits uneasy with me. Is it does seem like Sam has said to these people, like, I might give you money if you let me exploit you on camera.
Yeah, someone won last year and he just did not give him the money. And he just like the final challenge was like dropping him off in the middle of the desert or something.
Yeah,
and he just never gave him the money.
It seems like it seems like the thesis of the show is like, what if the Joker did Big Brother?
It is Joker-fied Big Brother, yeah.
Joker. That's why people got mad at me because I said he was just copying Big Brother, and they're like, "You don't understand. Fish Tank is art." And I go, "It's just twisted Big Brother." Is it Sam Hyde?
That's not necessarily a fair criticism. It's not just Big Brother. That's like saying like anybody who reviews something is just, oh, you're just doing Siskel and Ebert. It's like he's like,
the blueprint is there.
Well, yeah, for reality TV with a bunch of people in a house, but it's live streaming, you get the feeling that a lot more stuff happening is actually real because you can watch it live. It's not. I feel like that's
because
kind of unfair.
he found like disabled people and mentally handicapped and mentally ill, just desperate people who are willing to put themselves in this situation for however long it lasts, and he just puts cameras everywhere. I guess it's really more like it's most like the plot of the movie Halloween Resurrection, where Busta Rhymes hosts a reality show that's a live stream of Michael Myers' house.
I'll give these things to Fish Tank. First of all, the character he plays as the host is really funny, and second, I think the 24/7 aspect of it makes it more interesting, and it's the whole thing seems not legal. And third, also, which is funny. Like, it's funny to just do this not barely legal stream, and then third, fucking, it's kind of intentional or not. It's actually kind of a good send up of how evil all reality TV is. Like, when you think about it, it's just like more explicitly evil, but it like is not that far from a lot of reality TV and how they torture people for money.
Look,
like
it's not for me. It's fine. Like, if you like it, you like it.
Nick Oldershaw loves it, but
a lot of the fans of it do seem like they are deranged. So I am wary.
I think a lot of autistic people really like it. I've seen it like I've heard it's more popular than any Sam Hyde thing. Like, Zoomers really like it.
Yeah, because it has that. Yeah, because it taps into like the live stream element. The Zoomers like the sort of verite aspect.
Right. They don't like anything.
We're trying to capitalize on that. This is a live stream.
Yeah, so we said happy to see Bam, and that was the thing I realized when Bam was there. I was like, oh, Bam was kind of did the original Fish Tank of just bullying Don Vito on camera.
That's kind of what pulled me in hard was the Bam thing. I love Bam.
I'm Sam Hyde, and this is yelling at a black lady.
Hold on, give me one. Somebody's trying to call me. It might be an emergency. Let me.
Okay.
Oh shit.
You know what I do like though is everybody's allowed to like what they like. I suppose that show's not for me necessarily, but that the Owen Wilson golf show on Apple TV.
Yeah,
I'm loving it, dude.
I gotta watch that with my dad. I'm going home soon.
Hold on, your microphone ain't working. Hold on, your audio sucks now.
Oh shit. Hold on.
I think something happened. Oh, it's just me. Well, I'll do plugs. Patreon.com/The Crowder Boys. That's where you get access to all the premium episodes and bonus content. We need more people to subscribe. I am going to be getting fired from my day job soon. I've been saying it for a while, and everybody thinks I'm doing a bit, or when's it going? The walls are closing in more and more each day. I'm bad at my job, and they're turning the screws on me, and it feels like the issue's coming to an end anyway. And so, it feels like that's going to be, I'm going to get fired soon, and then I'm going to have to collect unemployment, and then I'm going to try and not have to cash out my 401k. I'm going to try and make things work. But I need all my prayer warriors to come through and subscribe to all the Patreons. Patreon.com/The Crowder Boys. $5, as little as $5 a month gets you access to all the premium episodes and bonus content. And then we have a $10 a month tier, and then we have a $50 a month tier. So subscribe to any one of those, whichever one you can afford, and that's on the Patreon. And then what does this say? Daryl41 says, Dalton, I'll happily subscribe again if you never have Dave Wright on again. Well, that's on the Corn-Fed channel. Just subscribe to we're on the Crowder Boys channel right now, so subscribe to this Patreon. Dave, look, to Dave's credit, I know there's a lot of people who don't like him. He's very polarizing. He shows up every time, and he's enthusiastic about it. He promotes everything. Whereas Sal is funnier. I don't know where he is. So he's not been particularly reliable, and his heart just don't seem in it really. So it's like I would love to keep doing things with Sal. I don't know where the fuck he is. So, but Dave, yeah, Dave doesn't have the same charm, and he's actually can be very scary at times and off-putting. But we have a good time Saturdays with Dave, but he can be kind of scary. But I'm not even. We're on the Crowder Boys channel right now, so don't even worry about that. This is patreon.com/the Crowder Boys is what we're talking about. And so subscribe to that. Hit the super chats.
Did you do the shout outs?
I have not done the shout outs yet. See, that's the thing. If you subscribe to the $10 tier and up, you get a shout out. Every week we shout out our loyal new rulers, and please don't be mean to me tier subscribers. And so I'll do that. We'll do some shout outs now. Let's see here. Still our perennial $50 subscriber, MC Downtrend. And then we have our new rulers, $10 a month subscribers. Aaron Gutenplan, Bad Bart, Broke Degen, rest in peace. Barosive Smith, Cummerstein, Drew Huntley, James Worrell, JCG, Johan, Lil Goblin Fella, Raymones, Robbie's third Patreon, Scotty MTL, Sebastian, Aren't You Embarrassed, Maniscalco, Tarvin, Trevin Baker, and Vincente Caprini, which is also Broke Degen, rest in peace. That's the shout outs. That's patreon.com/the Crowder Boys.
I feel like every time like I have to go to the bathroom or I have to go do something, I leave. When I come back, Robbie's gone and you're just here by yourself.
Yeah, I don't know where Robbie went.
I'm like, all right, these guys will vamp for me real quick, and then it's just
Sorry,
you
there's
by
something
yourself.
there's something going on with my mic equipment. How do I sound?
Oh. Say again?
How do I Hello? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You guys will never believe the emergency that was just happening at the crack house.
What happened?
I received a frantic call. I went to go check in the west wing of the mansion, and it turned out my girlfriend had a bug on her.
Dude, so scary.
Dude, bugs is so scary.
Yeah, and that's why
that's a good emergency.
I couldn't even be mad.
Robbie, your shit is all fucked up, dude.
Really?
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Hello? What does it sound like?
It's coming in garbled and far away. Extremely quiet and incredibly distant. Oh, we lost him again. Well, all right, I guess I'm sorry to the fish tank. I guess I need to apologize to the fish tank and
what was the chat? Are they fish tank heads in the chat?
No, the chat just started complaining about Dave.
Oh.
The chat just decided to take that moment when I was doing plugs to say how much they hate Dave. Dave Wrong the stinker.
I think it's a fair thing if like I think it's fair to say anybody. Like I'd have a weirder time with like somebody being like Sam Hyde's just not funny at all. But like to be like I don't like fish tank, it's like maybe you just don't like that style of show, and maybe it feels a little bit too like apocalyptic for you. There's something about it that I got into, sort of like you've talked about this before, Dalton, like the spectacle of watching shows like week to week and stuff. It is kind of like a daily happening where people can go in this chat and talk to each other. The people, it's very intuitive. The people can talk directly to the contestants in the show. So there's just things that I like in it, but I would understand why somebody would be like, it's trash TV, you know?
Yeah.
I checked in on season 1 just because I really did think that Sam Hyde character was very funny.
Robbie, your shit's all fucked up.
Jesus, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not working. Oh, now the chat is turning on me for backpedaling on Okay, well, all right.
I didn't
Now
think
I
it
don't know.
sounded
Now
like
I
a
don't know what to do.
sincere. I didn't think it sounded like a sincere apology.
I don't know what to do. Because if I keep capitulating, then I can't please anybody. So I just gotta focus on myself. I gotta, I'm on my own journey. I'm locked in. I'm grinding.
Well, you know,
I'm in my lane.
I say just keep your convictions that you hold true, that you really have a strong opinion about. And if it's something like Fish Tank where you're like, that seems like it sucks, and people are like, no, fuck you, it's not, be like, no, I was just saying some shit. Like, it's how I feel about it. Like, you don't have to stand strong in all of the takes that you have, you know. I think that's kind of unfair. That's the same thing that Bill Burr was saying of never forgiving people who voted for Trump. It's like people are allowed to change their minds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you
agree.
changed your mind, but oh, that got worse, Robbie.
Hello.
Yeah,
That got way worse.
you got someone first.
Really?
Hello, hello,
Oh,
my baby.
Not this mic again.
Oh no, the lava lamp microphone.
Hello,
Not this one again.
hello, hello, hello. Hello?
I guess that sounds okay, but then your video is like choppy.
It's Chappy.
Yes, dude. It's like
Everyone
I'm.
says it was fine. I'm just gonna plug in the original mic.
I thought
Dalton
the
was
original mic was fine. Maybe a little quiet, but
Maybe it's just coming through garbled for me. I'm not fucking with Robbie. It was like coming through garbled.
I would rather him fucking write notes and put them on the screen than use that fucking rainbow microphone. I'm tired of that thing.
I'm not trying. I'm sincerely. I'm reading the chat right now. I'm not trolling Robbie. It was coming through garbled for me. Maybe it is just me. I'm not like trying to fight. I would not bring the show to a screeching halt like this as a bit. I'd rather just riff bits with my friends instead of like do a troll.
Hello.
The last thing I will say about and nobody knows this for sure, so it's kind of up for debate either way. But the one thing I would say about a lot of the stuff you see on Fish Tank, I do feel, and maybe some people would take this as like a reason why they would think it's not as good, but I do think a lot of that stuff is a little theatrical. I think there are conversations going on behind the scenes that are making some stuff right, like the you said the guy didn't get paid after season 3. I think that's a little theater going on.
Okay, yeah. Some people did say he got. I just like check in on the Reddit sometimes to see what's kind of like going on, and like when you're not watching it and you just like keep up with what like just on paper, it just sounds so insane.
I'm not even saying like if you're into comedy either, this needs to be your style, but I think like for me personally, like growing up and like, oh shit, well, I pissed off Dalton. I went too far.
Stop being so measured. Stop seeing things from my point of view.
Dalton,
no,
if I said something, I'm
no,
sorry.
I just hit refresh because Robbie is still coming up he's coming in choppy for me.
Damn.
It's not choppy for anybody else?
I think he's good for me.
Damn. I thought it was my thing.
But the only thing I would say is like for me, like I guess I'm sort of, and like you said with the Bam thing, like Bam being kind of that original like Fish Tank kind of thing, like growing up with like Jackass and CKY and Opie and Anthony and like the chaos of that show and like the baby bird bit and all that kind of shit, it almost to me it hits a little nostalgia point of like the chaotic nature of like shit that we used to see in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, see, I get that from
it does remind me of that Opie and Anthony bit where they brought in like the black girl intern and made her pretend to be a slave.
Yeah, it was a good one. Francine.
Oh, thanks, Orbs. I like Robbie today. That's always nice to hear.
Yeah,
check out the da 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 Louis CKY. Da 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 da. You can't just da 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 da. You're gonna turn into one of the 98 quite bitter beings.
I was quite bitter in 96.
I was quite bitter, especially. I mean, you try not being quite bitter when you're in the New York Times.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fucking cunt,
dude. That we talked about it before, but like that CKY riff is like it's got to be top 10 all time.
It's
Guitar
so-
riff.
Yeah, but
Almost as good as him.
It's like up there with like Metallica, Black Sabbath level fucking riff.
It's so catchy.
And there's
It's
just
one of
these
those-
retards from Delco. It's kind of crazy.
Oh shit! Cooper Flag went to the Mavericks, folks. The NBA.
He planted his flag. Hey, yeah.
Hey, he planted his flag.
Why
The Wizards
is-
got Ace Bailey, which is the most Washington Wizards ass name ever. Ace Bailey.
Fraley?
Yeah.
He's playing basketball now?
You
Space
see the
Ace?
WWE posted Draymond?
Wait, what?
Let me find it.
That's not coming in
the
choppy or
WWE,
garbled for anybody else.
What's that?
You're coming in so like choppy and garbled for me. Is it?
Oh,
I
now
guess
I'm
it's-
getting annoyed at you complaining so much about it.
All right, I'm sorry.
Consider yourself lucky, Dalton. You're the only one who can't
Yeah.
hear Robbie.
My presence is a present. Kiss my ass. Gossip. Just stop it. Goblins,
Everybody knows
ghouls,
I'm a-
vampires.
Oh my god, that's the
And
worst.
28 years
Worst
later.
fucking verse ever. I hate that shit.
Godzilla,
Godzilla, King Kong, Loch Ness.
Ness. Oh, these guys is so scary.
What do these things all have in common? He's a Jew. Jay-Z is
Jay-Z.
a Jew.
Is he?
Juicy.
He talks like a Jew. What do these things all have in common?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious just to name some monsters. Like I think that is pretty funny.
And the varying
Goblins,
degrees of the
ghouls,
monsters.
zombies, Draculas.
Like Godzilla and
Louis-
Loch Ness. What did he say Sasquatch in there?
He
Let
might
me
as
look
well
up.
have.
Let me look up what monsters he says.
Maybe I need to close my browser and refresh everything.
I've got a
Delete your
browser you
history.
can close, pal.
Let's see. He says, oh, here we go. Yeah, the first one he says Sasquatch.
Oh, Sasquatch, Godzilla, King Kong, Loch Ness,
Like you
Donald
couldn't
Trump.
think, you couldn't
When you get
think of
political.
like Godzilla, King Kong, and Loch Ness. Okay, those are some monsters, but now you're saying
Okay.
Sasquatch.
This sounds really scary.
By the second bar, he's saying goblin, ghoul. Like
It's so funny to say goblins and ghouls in one of his what became one of his biggest hits, honestly.
that's why when people are like, you know, Jay-Z doesn't write. I'm like, yeah, he sucks.
I like Jay-Z, especially when he's with Linkin Park.
That's the only time I like him. I
He's
mean,
actually really fucking good. I've never heard him rap as fast as he does on their faint the faint duet they do together. And he apparently went into the studio, was like, oh, actually this is way faster than the beats I usually do. So Linkin Park made Jay-Z step his game up. So everyone who hated on them, wrong.
I think
Mike
part of my
Shinoda is a genius.
part of my contempt for Jay-Z is how much he kind of overshadowed Nas, who is like
yeah, he's really good.
most certainly one of the greatest of all time.
My contempt for him is the
but everyone
color of
says
his
Nas-
skin.
Everyone says Nas won that battle though, because Ether is still the go-to like battle rap knockout song.
Yeah, but it's like nobody cares. It's
Well,
kind of
I
like
need to-
it was kind of like Drake Pusha T, where it's like Pusha T fucking bodied Drake, but everybody was like, no, but Drake is fucking. But that's the difference. Is like Drake actually is fucking amazing. Jay-Z is like kind of shitty.
I think it's also I do think it's kind of Nas' own fault. After Illmatic, he never made anything as good. He's got some good songs here and there. I actually like the song they did together, Black Republicans. I feel like a black Republican money I got coming. And the funniest part about that song is that like the intro just goes for like a minute and a half before they start rapping. So I turn it on to fucking run to, and I was like, fuck, when is this gonna like get like when does the song start? It's just, and then Jay-Z comes on, it's like, we gotta make him wait, or something like that. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, that's weird. That's like if they recorded a verse like through their phone, they were like, we got to make it sound shitty.
Yeah,
We got to make it sound bad for the people.
Which I get. You know what? That's kind of like Playboy Cardi's up to these days.
Okay, that fixed it. That fixed it.
Okay,
Nice.
so it was, all right, you were victim blaming then, Dalton.
It was on my end. That's all my fault. Whatever was happening that I was complaining about was just something weird going on my end. I had to close my browser out completely and refresh.
Oh, can we watch this Draymond WWE intro?
Oh, at Fanatics Fest.
Let's get a super chat going.
I'm so mad.
It's all about the kids. I love the kid interaction. It's all about
Pause.
the kids.
Sam Roberts.
That's Sam Roberts.
Yeah. All right, that was amazing. How are you going to use Stone Cold's music and then come out there and do that ass fucking entrance?
I like that he says, of course, Draymond picks the kid with a LeBron jersey. Because he's just like has a bromance with LeBron.
How dare he use the Texas Rattlesnakes music?
Yeah, that was a bad intro, you thought? I don't know much about WWE. I just thought it was funny he did that.
I think it's in bad taste to use Stone Cold's music at a wrestling related event. Because everybody in the building is gonna for a tenth of a second be like, he's here?
I'm sure
And
they
then
knew.
it's
That's why there
stupid donkey
people in
teeth fucking
basketball.
Draymond.
He do be having. I think
Shrek.
healed Shrek. I think I think they got Buddy healed because he has even more donkey teeth.
Yeah. Buddy
Uh,
Field, that's where I put him.
Yeah, me too. I think it is funny that
but,
people. Wait, sorry, real quick. Like, this is Buddy Hield's fucking insane teeth. Yeah, he looks like a fucking.
Damn, those are donkey teeth.
Yeah, I think there's actually really a ton of funny memes about it. I feel like Miguel actually said it. Miguel was like, "Do you think they got Buddy healed just so? Do you think Draymond told him to do that just so they would stop calling Draymond the donkey?"
Damn, this motherfucker got donkey teeth.
Y'all motherfuckers want to see me dunk the basketball? Y'all motherfuckers want to see me shoot a free pointer?
Dude, he is literally like so much unintentional comedy though. Buddy healed donkey.
Yo, dude. Honestly, I didn't know what you guys meant by donkey teeth, and now I'm looking at him like, oh yeah, this guy's got donkey teeth.
Yeah. He got him bad. That's where it's like, I don't even know. Like, would you rather have your life right now or this guy's life? He's a millionaire in the NBA, but first of all, he's black. If you can get past that, and then he's got donkey teeth.
And he's also like, he's so funny because he's like a confident dumbass. Like Jimmy Butler is always fucking making fun of him, and it's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably would trade my life to be a
Buddy, stop
professional
trying to dribble the
basketball
ball.
player.
I hate that. Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, memes is funny. Black people are so
memes
good at
is fun. That's a good point. Memes is funny.
Look at that.
Jesus.
Damn, dude.
Oh yeah, they used to make Draymond donkey shirts to heckle him. There we go. Yeah, he doesn't look as much like a donkey next to Buddy Hield. It's like when you befriend a fatter person, so you look
I'm
skinny.
trying to see some donkey teats. I'm trying to look at some.
Why?
Some donkey titties.
Wow.
Dakota makes a great point. Bugs is scary, memes is funny. I have
Bugs
to.
is scary, memes is funny. That's a very good point.
Hell yeah.
You know what, Michael Hall, I do like Buddy. Like 50% is because he's named Buddy and he like acts like a buddy. And when he does something stupid, which is every game, people go, he's just being a buddy.
That's what you call a guy with teeth like that, buddy. It's
Buddy,
it's probably a nickname.
What do you guys think about?
He is such a guy named Buddy.
What do you guys think about fun? What do you guys think about Fun Dip?
I like the white part, not the sugar so much.
You like just the stick?
I like the stick. Pause.
I think well, you could buy that Just the sugar stick. There are candies that are just those, like those. I think I've only ever seen them at Halloween though, but it's like yeah, you can those little boxes are just sugar sticks, and it has like a picture of Spider-Man on the box, and then you open it, and it's just like six little, little sticks. They're the Fun Dip stick, but they're small.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I would fucking get one of those, take out the 3 sticks, and then throw the powder on the fucking ground. I don't need that shit.
You don't like the powder?
Fuck the powder.
That's
So,
the whole
Crack, would you-
point.
Crack,
That's
would
why
you
it's called
consider
Fun
yourself-
Dip.
Crack, would you consider yourself part of the Three Sticks Mafia?
Yes, and part of the problem.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it is like a
noticing that.
really disgusting candy. Just like the idea of like you hand a child this bag of Fun Dip, and you're like, here,
Pause.
walk around and slobber all over this sugar stick and dunk it in the bag. And then, so it is like a really disgusting fucking thing to give to a child. But as an adult, I'm a responsible adult. I can handle my Fun Dip. It is good.
Ain't it fun dipping in the real world?
Because you know what I mean. Like, just imagine you're like at Walmart or whatever, and there's just like a little kid walking around who's just like slobbering all over this thing and dunking it in there, and they just have like spit and fucking like colored sugar and shit all over them, and you're like, don't fucking come near me, don't touch me with that shit.
Yeah, that's almost I think that's the main problem, because like I'm not above a pixie stick.
It's part of the problem.
I'm not above like a pixie stick, but like the delivery system is so that you will not get the sticky all over your hands. That's what I can't have.
The pixie stick delivery system is efficiency.
You know how
Yeah.
sticky it
Yeah.
gets. You know how
And
sticky it
I'm
gets?
talking about, you never need this much, but I'm talking about the concession stand ones, the plastic ones, the big ass ones.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the problem with the small ones is they were made of paper. So if you fucked around too much and you wet the top of that,
you
gotta
couldn't get
rip.
it to come
Now you got to
out.
rip a new thing, or it's getting stuck.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Dude,
Whereas
pixie
when
sticks is so confusing. I'll have a pixie stick and I'll be like, "Where's my mind?"
the same thing happens to me also.
That's thank you, man. I thought I was alone in this.
Yeah. But
Oh, we got JCG with the $5.
New rule, thank you.
He's never said anything. He just gives money.
I think we talked about this off mic. But did I give this week's snow cone update?
No, yeah. I think you said it on.
That was last week's. That was coconut news because I got the blue coconut.
Right.
But then, I looked it up, and it turns out Tiger Blood is like a combination flavor. It's like strawberry, watermelon, and coconut. And so last week I did blue coconut and Tiger Blood, which is like kind of redundant. So it just mostly tastes like blue coconut. And so today I got a snow cone. I figured out the right combo for like the flavor profile I was looking for, which is half Tiger Blood, half pineapple. So it's like a tropical fruity pina colada. And it was really good.
Delicious.
You
Yeah,
know
it
what's
was
a really
awesome.
fun move is when you see something on the combo list that you really want at a certain number, and you get to say, "Hey, yeah, can I get combo number 5?"
Have you ever actually been able to do that?
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, at Costco. But I didn't say it like that.
No.
A
Well,
little bit of French fries in my life.
Yeah, I like a little bit of burgers by my side.
A little bit of
pizza,
Borat with my wife.
my wife.
whoa.
Breaking news: the Nets have picked Igor Demin.
He's demented.
Yeah.
What I don't like though is like when you go to a snow cone stand and they got a bunch of goofy fucking flavors, and you got to go up, and they sound awesome, but you got to go up to them and be like, okay, so what is an Incredible Hulk?
That's why the best ones just have the flavors listed that are like the ingredients under the name.
You know, what is a Spider-Man? What's a Super Mario? What the fuck does any of this mean? Those aren't flavors. That's characters.
Exactly.
That's a that is characters.
Wait, so
Yeah.
how are they going to have all these donkey teeth players in the NBA and then they just draft a guy named Eeyore?
No, that's the Nets. The Warriors have the donkky guys.
I get that's good. Correct.
But his name is Igor. Like I'm Igor. What? Man, I can't do Gilbert Gottfried right now. Hi, I'm
That's Iago. You're thinking of Iago. That's
Oh,
Iago. That's a
who plays Igor?
Igor?
Yeah,
There's been
from,
a number of
Othello.
Igors over the years. There's a. I'm trying to think.
Do you know what
Tyler
they'd
the
call you guys know what they'd call Black Igor?
What?
Do you take a guess?
Unemployed.
Black Igor.
Black Igor.
You just add a letter.
Oh my God! Wow, very well done.
Wow.
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 Oh, shit,
That's
he's
right.
fr-
The
he's from
Owen
BYU.
Wilson.
That's crazy. He's a
Owen
white man
Wilson,
named Igor from BYU. Dude, white guys are going fucking sicko mode in this draft so far. That's crazy. It's a big year for white guys.
Big year for white guys, big
American-
year for unks. Charleston White just won a boxing match against the Island Boy.
Charleston Chew.
That's so true. It's been a big year for crazy ass white boys and unks.
Here, let's
no one in
let's get to the
between.
rest of these super chats and hit the page.
Yeah, I agree.
We
What a
got
year for
lots to
swagged up
discuss.
Oh
honks.
wait, hold on. I did want to say, folks, check out the Apple TV show Stick, starring Owen Wilson and Mark Maron. I'm not involved with it in any way, but I've been enjoying it.
I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna watch it with my dad.
Yeah, it's sad Gilmore.
Imagine a podcast
Didn't you
between
what'd you call that movie? You called it Serious Gilmore?
I call it, well, yeah, it's more because it's not like depressing too much, but it's basically the plot of Happy Gilmore, more or less. But it's much more earnest. It's more sincere.
Sappy Gilmore.
It's Sappy
Dude,
Gil. That's
I mean,
good.
I said that's why I like Serious Gilmore because there's so many puns like unhappy Gilmore, sappy Gilmore.
Because I did say that
and Don called it Serious Gilmore.
Serious Gilmore, yeah. One of the times I like interacted with Rich Voss, he was just complaining about his most recent golf game, and I said, "Jesus, you sound like sad Gilmore right now," and he liked that. But
Sound
then
like a Gilmore girl.
yeah. Oh, I like that. That's good. Yeah, but the Owen Wilson show is just more like it's still lighthearted, but it's not as like it's not the laugh riot that Happy Gilmore is. It's more grounded. But I'm enjoying it. It's fun. You know,
I think Apple TV shows are like the new HBO for me, weirdly.
I mean, dude,
Like I will give most of them a shot. Like,
Apple
most of the
TV
original
is
stuff.
swooping in and making a name for itself in the realm of prestige television.
Because they're actually great for producing art because they don't make any money but also don't need any money, so they can just make good stuff and not think
Right.
about
Well,
it.
that's because this is one of the issues with capitalism as it exists today, folks. That these companies don't they're not even looking for to generate revenue or profit. It's the value of the company is based on its like valuation. So a company like Apple and Amazon and all of them will operate technically at a loss forever. Like they'll on paper, they're not generating a profit ever. But the company, like just based on like the financial instruments that are used, is valued at a certain dollar amount, like however many billions. And so that they just perpetually that all just gets to keep continuing with that. But the company itself, I guess technically never actually makes any money. It's just like the company's valued at a certain amount. I'm
sure Netflix makes money.
It's a bunch of
They're
like
too huge.
Jew magic. It's like Jewish sorcery. Because it's like, well, yeah, they make money, but then they take
I'm a basketball player and I have HIV.
any money they make, they
I'm
put
Jew
it back.
magic.
They put it back into like doing other shit, and so they're always like this thing where they're constantly developing and making new things. is technically like they're not generating a profit by doing that. But go ahead and ban Runaway Slaw, ban him from the chat. I don't like these little snide little remarks. Has Dalton given up on exercise? You don't know a goddamn fucking thing about me. Yeah, I get fucking sick of these. Look, like observe me at a distance. Like, don't get too fucking close and start trying to think like you know anything about me or want to speak to me in any capacity. You are the relationship that all of it was. It's transactional. You tune in and you're either entertained or you're not, and that's the end of the discussion.
I think the chat's I think the chat's our friends.
To be fair,
Some of them are.
He didn't say declarative that you've given up exercise. He asked a question.
Yeah, but it's a snarky little cunty fucking remark. That's what it is.
Dalton, this is the exact reaction he prays for when he does that. By the way,
that's what they want.
By the way,
I've
I
also
did
a great job on the date with Katu. I was very surprised.
He did come through on that.
It honestly made me respect him much more than I did.
Yeah, he definitely he showed up with the Riz.
It made me respect him more too. I've always respected his opinions. Him, not so much, but respect the guy behind those opinions now.
Yeah, I've always thought he has said reasonable. And
I was a fan just from his opinions, and to see he's a cool guy behind this great wordsmithing, Dave Smithing.
Kevin Smith.
By the way, I didn't realize this. Pixar, what I thought Steve Jobs founded it. He bought it from George Lucas of all people in 1987. And
wow.
He made it glow up like crazy because it was just like an effects studio at Lucasfilm that they were just developing the technology. It's ironic that it took a tech guy to buy it for it to become creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that doesn't happen anymore now. Steve Jobs was our last visionary.
I literally think Steve Jobs died and everything went to shit.
Yeah, you think that was like an inflection point for Earth? That the death of Steve Jobs set us on a. I do
think he was like a good. I think he was like a good cultural leader. Like even if he was like not the best guy in real life, he never wanted to do anything fucking evil like all these tech guys who want to be him do. He just wanted to make.
He didn't live long enough to carry out his diabolical schemes.
Another creep saved by the bell of sweet death.
Mm-hmm.
He would have all kinds of allegations for who knows, murder, pedophilia.
I mean, he was a bad husband and father, but I mean, he did so many good things since the fucking 80s. Like, and he left Apple and Apple went to shit, and then he came back and there was all these great new products, and then he fucking died. And Apple hasn't come out with a cool new product since. It might be the fucking Bay Area in me, but I still like.
You're from the gay area.
I mean, the Bay Area is literally the gay area.
It is.
So.
Yeah,
you need a bay in your area.
Oh,
that's what you need.
I've also called it the Bay Area, especially Asian bays. If you're into that,
I am into that.
I tell Drew, he's like, "Where are the Asian women?" I'm like, "Dude, just go back, just go back to the Bay Area, dude. You can see Giants games, and there's fucking girls there." And then he goes, "I think I can move to Tokyo. I can work as a bartender on the Navy base." I'm like, this sounds much harder than just like moving 2 hours north of home.
Drew's latest scheme of moving to a naval base in Tokyo. I hope he follows through with that.
Drew, this is Flores. Drew Flores, he makes me laugh so much in text.
He's so funny.
He makes me
just as a person, just like who he genuinely is so funny because
he really reminds me a lot of Barn Dog, but like less crazy.
All right, what do you guys say? We get these super chats and head.
Yeah, wow. Dan Mullen just came in with some fucking heat. Look at that. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So,
I knew the chat was our friends.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll get to Dan. Not sure if I like.
Of our regular bits that we do, troubleshooting or jingling keys.
We should do another jingling keys soon.
Jingling keys is like a twice a year bit.
Yeah, I know. It was actually like kind of terrible to do, but
that's our Andre the Giant. You gotta keep some mystique behind.
Yeah. We can't just keep doing jingling keys.
Yeah, then
imagine that people would be like, why am I paying for this so fucking fast?
I would love it. It would be cool if like because like there seems to be like a lot of nowadays at this point a sort of a change happening with people's sentiment toward podcasting. Like it seems like podcasting is
Yeah, Tyler the Creator was like, it's evil.
yeah, and it would be cool if like we become like
I guess he's not Tyler the Content Creator.
It would be cool if we become like a new popular show, and then people find it and they're like, "What is this all about? Why are people enjoying this?" And it's just us watching jingling keys.
I mean, that's what people talk about Cumtown like it was like the most evil thing ever, and then you like listen to it, and it's like literally just replacing movie titles with the word penis.
Yeah, Cumtown would like every once in a while hit a grand slam riff that made it worth listening to, but then most of the show was like did nothing. Did nothing happening.
I think Cumtown was pretty great. But
it was when it hit, but then there was a lot of like airtime that was devoted to. It seemed like the bit was just like wasting as much time as possible.
Now I realize towards the end they were not friends with each other, and so I think the stuff slowed down about like naturally bantering. So it did get slower, especially when they started pre-recording episodes like in a batch. Cumtown was kind of on the wheels were kind of falling off in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
mostly because
hold on, this is good. Jay-Z's middle name is Ew. So he's Juicy. That's good.
Juicy. And he's a fruit. Juicy fruit.
Juicy juice. Oh, thank you, Token Tony.
Thanks, Token Tony.
Butthurt he field. I don't know what that means. But
I think instead of buddy healed, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Butthurt
he field.
It's always a 50-50 on whether or not C-Dumps is even fucking speaking English.
Oh, I like this next one. Show me the 1099 says. Show me the 1099s.
T has been a member for 5 months. Thank you, T.
T for terrific.
Hey, T. Thank you.
Hey, T.
You hear what we said, T?
Yeah. You hear what I said, T? I said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Paulie.
I need to rewatch Sopranos. I've been just looking at people quoting it and laughing.
Oh, like, yeah. Shout out to Broseph Smith getting married. Woo!
Yeah,
woo. Hey, congrats, Broseph Smith. Shout
out Broseph.
You know, his middle name is Dave.
Mm-hmm. And then we got $10 from K Swindle. Apologies if I missed it, but did you guys see 28 Years Later? We did talk about this.
Yep.
Roided out zombies with giant floppy
I'm now
dongs.
looking forward to it on your recommendation, Dalton.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. And he I didn't want to spoil it. One of the zombies has a gigantic cock.
That's awesome.
Hunter Schafer? Do what?
Was it Hunter Schafer?
It was not the Hunter Schafer zombie.
Oh, I also wanted to mention when I did Ray DeVito's show last night, Ray was like, "Hey, so is Dalton all right? He kept he seemed like he kept saying the chat was being mean to him and not to be mean to him." And I was like, "I think he's all right."
I mean, I was kind of joking, but then I was like, when I did Ray's show, I was like, Ray, I was like, the people that are tuning into this, they seem to not like any of it. They don't like me. They don't like you.
Like the fat guy's not saying anything or carrying this episode. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, you've courted an audience of people who seem to not enjoy anything that happens on this channel.
And then they like pay money to vocalize that they're not having fun.
Which I guess is like
there's worse ways to make a living in such a vicious way. Usually people are excited to see me in these chats, but they were all like, "Hey, Robbie, I bet your parents are real proud of you, huh?" I'm like, please don't be mean to me.
Yeah, and that's like when Ray was asking me about the Dabbleverse. I said I fucking hate it because it's all just this shit. It's all just like it's just a bunch of people who are trying way too hard to break balls or just being mean. And it's like I don't want that to be how I live the rest of my life. Is like catering to an audience of fucking dipshits.
Well, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah,
but that's funny how that's such a boomer insult to you, Robbie. It's like, I bet your parents are real proud. It's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about my parents or what they think. Fuck my parents.
It kind of hurt. That one actually did sting, though, because I do care a lot about I was like, damn, I bet my parents think I'm a loser sometimes. But so it did kind of hit me. So kudos to them. But you're right. It is such
Nothing
a
could hurt my
fucking-
feelings less.
It is such a boomer fucking thing. That is hilarious, Craig.
Let's see. Kent
I mean, I
Woods.
guess the Dowelverse is just full of like.
I bet you don't even have a 401k, young man.
Show me the 1099s.
Yo, DCW just posted a really great picture of her breast.
I saw that. Yeah.
DC Dub, DC Dub, DC Dub.
Does she have a boyfriend though?
I don't know what's going on, man. She stopped talking to me, and I just try not to pay too much attention now.
She got mad at Drew because he said he doesn't see her in a sexual light. And then I was like, "Don't worry, DCW. I see you in a sexual light." And she was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
We got $5 from Kent Woods, who we're awaiting that animation. That's going to be fantastic.
And then, $50 from Dan Mullen. Anyone in New York 1 can do it. Takes
Oh my God,
willpower.
Lily
And-
Abernathy, shout out to Lily, gave her a package of a Bill Maher sticker, 3 girl stickers, and a Labubu.
Wow. Labubu.
All right. Well, this is Dan Mullen's moment right
I've
now.
been doing that. I've been laughing about that all day. Just Bill Cosby saying Labubu.
Labubu!
Labubu!
Labubu! I said, Theo, Labubu! Oh, and then you went,
Thanks.
Labubu, Dad. Hot, Pokemon.
Takes willpower and the desire to feel healthy, overriding the desire to eat food that tastes great. I quit smoking, and the parentheses back in the day, blow, cold turkey. Just stop at will if you follow this plan.
That's actually
Yeah.
that's very constructive and good advice. That's great because
That's good about
I have been out eating my exercise lately, and that's so for me that's good to hear.
Thank you, Dan.
Labubu!
Dude, I posted like a picture of me from 2021 on my Instagram story, and Cassie responded like, "Oh my God, you're not fat anymore." I was like, "All right, well, thank you, Cassie."
What a bitch, dude. That's a stone cold bitch thing to say to you, man.
But then she was like,
Could you
"Oh,
imagine, man?
Yeah.
By the way, Cassie's she's a good person. She's not a
hot.
bitch, but could you fucking imagine ever saying some shit like that to a girl? Like about like commenting anything like on anything she posts, being like, "Wow, you're not fat anymore."
That's so funny."
Dude, they think they could just say whatever the fuck they want, and it's like, yo, imagine if this was like if the roles were reversed here, and I was saying some shit like that to you. You would be, it would be a whole fucking Dan Wicks fiasco that I said this to you. You'd make it a whole thing, but you say it to me, and I just have to bottle it up. It's called double standard.
Daryl
You
401
know.
says she's negging you, Robbie. She wants your schmeckle.
You
That
don't
might
have
be
to
true.
bottle it up,
That
though.
might
You
literally
tell them
be
to go
true.
fuck themselves.
Or you could just tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a chance. If there's even a slight chance that I could get some pussy from Cassie, I would love that.
No,
And she told me she was like, "Oh, I'm like fat now though," and I was like, "No, you're." And then that's
And
funny.
you were like,
yeah, the role,
great.
the role
You're
That's good
goddamn
for
right.
me.
sounds
Odds
like
just
we
increased.
are on the same page of the cooking book. Sounds
Yeah.
like we're on the same cooking book page.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the Patreon.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. Please.
You guys didn't like
subscribe.
that, Nicholson?
I would like it better in the Patreon 20 minutes ago.
How about
Okay,
How about Jack Nicholson? He's like, forget it, Jake. It's Harlem.
Wow.
That's the show, everybody.
The link
I'm
is
a
in
black guy.
the link is in the description to join the Patreon. You're gonna want to get over there right now. I mean, some of the best bits happen in the Patreon.
We're just getting warmed up. The good stuff's over on the Patreon.
The Dennis Leary stuff. You gotta check it out. That was one of the best bits we've done. So go check that out. And guys, also, if we could do a plug for just a moment, subscribe to this channel, and also please subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/crackamiko. I'm almost at 30K. I really want to. My goal for by the end of this year is to hit 50K subs and quit my job. So if you could help with that
Wow,
in any
dude.
way,
That's
I'd be
not
very
that crazy.
appreciative. I really
That's
That's
appreciate
also
it.
my goal. I'm gonna get fired anyway.
Dude, that'd be so nice if we didn't have to work or anything.
That's the goal, man. That's what we're all working toward.
Yeah, we did. This was Full Circle Podcast, back to slavery.
Well, I'm working for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What's he like? Does he still hate Drake?
Uh,
Good night, everybody.
oh.
Oh.